Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today is Friday, August 15th, 2025, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Cash App $ ORIONNWSF or the YouTube Super Chat right here. We got the Seattle Mariners versus the New York Mets. First pitch is going to be here in roughly 5 minutes. So let's cue up the music, take a look at the thumb, and let's get into these starting lineups. Happy Friday, everyone. And on the thumb on the left is the best catcher in baseball, the best nickname as well, Big Dumper Cal Raleigh. And on the right, the superstar stud coming over from the Yankees from last year, now on the Mets, Juan Soto. Now let's get into the starting lineups here for the visiting Seattle Mariners. Leading off for the Mariners in left field, Randy Arozarena. Batting second, catching today for Seattle. Welcome back to the lineup, Big Dumper Cal Raleigh. Batting third, playing center field, Julio Rodriguez. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, third baseman, Eugenio Suarez. Good vibes only. Batting fifth, playing right field, Dominic Canzone. Batting sixth, DHing today for Seattle, Mitch Garver. Batting seventh, playing first base, Donovan Solano. Batting eighth, playing shortstop, J.P. Crawford. And batting ninth, playing second base, Cole Young. And on the mound for the Mariners with a 8-6 record, an ERA of 3.19, it is La Piedra Luis Castillo. And now let's get into the starting lineups for the home New York Mets. Leading off for the Mets at shortstop, Francisco Lindor. Batting second, playing right field, Juan Soto. Batting third, playing left field, Brendan Nimmo. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, first baseman, the polar bear, Pete Alonso. Batting fifth, playing second base, Jeff McNeil. Batting sixth, DHing today for New York, Mark Vientos. Batting seventh, playing center field, Cedric Mullins. Batting eighth, catching today for the Mets, Francisco Alvarez. And batting ninth, playing third base, Ronnie Mauricio. And on the mound for the Mets with a 1-1 record, an ERA of 4.33, it is Sean Manaea. And a quick roster update for the Seattle Mariners. We knew Luke Raley was going to be making his return shortly, and just within, a few hours ago, they decided to reinstate Luke Raley from the 10-day IL, so that'll give us another option at first right field DH, which is great. Taylor Saucedo gets called up from AAA Tacoma. I don't know how I feel about that. And they take Miles Mastroboni and they send him to AAA. Make it make sense. And Logan Evans is on the 15-day IL with right elbow inflammation. So obviously with Evans going down into the IL, we assume Bryce Miller will take his spot very shortly. And I'm not really sure about Mastroboni going down. He's actually been one of our better players on the bench. I can think of a couple guys I would rather send down if we had the capabilities. Dylan Moore, one. Carlos Vargas, two. So it doesn't really make a whole sense. But again, this is the Seattle Mariners, right? Sometimes things make sense and sometimes they don't. It is Players Weekend. And obviously we have, a number of stats. Dylan Moore, I dug it up. He's 2 for 62 with 36 Ks. And that's May 28th. And the last time that obviously out of those big hits, on the 4th of July when I was at the game there at T-Mobile, he homered. So that was one of the 2 hits, and 2 for 62 with 36 Ks since May 28th. What the fuck are we doing? Why are you still on the roster? Make it make sense, you know? Again, we got plenty of guys in AAA that are better that you could call up, even guys like Leo Rivas that were a part of the team, and I get it. Sometimes it's about position, but man, there's just, you know, if we're World Series contenders, we need to start upgrading the roster and sending guys down that don't deserve to be on the team and making sure guys that do deserve to be on the team, whether that be on the bench and they're coming in late in games. Master Boney is going to be a hell of a lot more efficient than Dylan Moore. And I know Dylan Moore is a utility player, and you know he can play second, third, shortstop, left field, center field, right field. But the thing is, if you can't play those positions well, you know, in the box, or if you're a liability, you know, catching fly balls, why are you on the team? But again, we got no Naylor today, which is the, you know, going to be the key, because obviously when we don't have one of our main guys in the lineup and he's day to day. So I assume that we're going to be able to see him shortly. And then Miller will be ready in the next few days. And obviously we'll have to monitor Victor Robles. And I assume in the next few weeks or the very beginning of September. First pitch outside for Randy Arozarena. Let's go, Randy. 1-0 pitch and a nice single right up the middle for Randy Arozarena. Here we go. And again, when we can end up taking advantage of the first or the second pitch, again, you want to be aggressive, but not too aggressive. And again, you know, we definitely were getting way too many pop-ups and ground outs on the first pitch, but he waits to the second pitch and he ends up getting the pitch that he wanted. That's exactly what we want. Nice job, Randy. Next up is big dumper Cal Raleigh. Let's go. Try dance up. Let's go, M's. Cool kid in the building. What's good? Cody in the building. What's good? First pitch to Cal, and he swings at it, flies out to center, and that is 1 away. And just as we're done talking about Randy at least taking 2 pitches, what does Cal do? Swings at the first pitch and flies out. 1 away. Next up is Julio Rodriguez. Let's work the count a little bit. Julio, top of the first inning with a runner at first, Arozarena, MLB Network Global Broadcast, and hopefully we can end up scoring early and often. Magic number will be 5 runs, 7 and 10 hits. Let's go. All day in the building. What's good? No problem. Enjoy your weekend, and if you can tap in here and there, I'll definitely hold down the likes, the subs, the views, and the donos to the best of my ability without being too repetitive. You can drop in, you know, here and there and help me out, and we'll see if we get captain in maybe a little bit later as well. First pitch to Julio Rodriguez, high and away with a sweeper, 1-0 count. And here we go, 1-0 pitch. Julio crushes it into left field, gets a double. Randy is hustling fast from second to third, and he is safe. Here we go. And just like that, 1-0 M's. That's what I'm talking about, baby. And again, we want Julio to get hits early and often. And, you know, again, I don't like seeing guys kind of rush too quickly in the first few pitches, but right there, great RBI. Randy comes home, 1-0 M's. You can't ask for a better start, especially with Naylor obviously doing, you know, some minor, you know, injuries here and there. He had shoulder soreness a little bit, you know, in the last few days and obviously in the previous week. So we're going to need those big hits, obviously, with Naylor out of the lineup, at least for today. We're roughing up Manea early, and I like it. First pitch from Manea to Eugenio Suarez. Fouls it off high and away. 0-1 count. Let's go, Gino. Good vibes only. This would be a good opportunity to step up while Naylor is obviously just tending to a minor injury. 0-1 pitch. Takes a strike looking. High and inside. No balls and 2 strikes to Eugenio Suarez. Try dance up. Let's go, M's. Like, sub, donate, comment. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes and 100 on the dono train. All day is on it. And we'll try to gain, you know, to that 15 to 20 sub mark. And if we hit that in the stream, then obviously we'll go for 25 to 50. 0-2 pitch. Fouled off, high and away. No balls and 2 strikes to Eugenio Suarez. 0-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss, low and at the knees, and down goes Gino. And again, been very streaky and has been in a little bit of a slump with us, but we just have to hope that he'll be able to get on base at least once in the game, and hopefully he'll homer in this particular series. We're going to need him. Next up is right fielder Dominic Canzone. Top of the first inning, 1-0 Mariners. Let's go. First pitch from Manea to Canzone, takes a strike looking low and away. 0-1 count with that sweeper. And the Mets have lost 9 of their last 10 games, and they only have a 0.5 game lead over the Reds for the final wild card spot in the National League, which is crazy. And they started off 45-24, one of the best teams in baseball. Since then, they're only 19-33, so we're actually hitting them at the right time. And down goes Canzone for out number 3, and we'll see what we can get, obviously, in the next few innings, but to start it off with a 1-0 lead against a team that was great at the beginning of the year, but 2-10 since the trade deadline. Nobody really knows if they're going to really be able to turn it around, but at least Julio has been extra hot as of late. Has got the most home runs out of any player, I believe, since July 11th. So he definitely is ripping it, getting singles, doubles, RBIs, and home runs. So again, we just need to continue to be able to utilize Julio, but hopefully during Players Weekend, we can get a few other individuals to step up for us as well. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. But I'm not really sure if I like the whole idea, I like Rayleigh getting the call up and Sauce. That's questionable. But Mastroboni going down and then Evans with the IL with the right elbow inflammation. Interesting. So we'll see where it kind of goes from there, and monitoring some of our, players that we need to be able to step up at the right time. And then let me take a quick peek to see if there's any additional information for Naylor. And it looks like Naylor is scratched from the lineup due to an illness. So I'm not sure if that's a cold, a flu, COVID, or something of that nature. Probably not COVID, but you never know. And again, we hopefully will have him tomorrow in the lineup because we will need him. All right, let's go to the bottom of the first inning. We got a nice 1-0 lead. Julio Rodriguez doubled the left. Randy scored from second base, and just like that, 1-0 early, and that's exactly what we need against a team of this caliber, which was very good at the beginning of the year, and they're obviously struggling mightily now, and hopefully we can get good production out of Luis Castillo La Piedra. 8-6 record with a 3.19 ERA, and hopefully La Piedra can get it done. Leading off for the Mets, shortstop Francisco Lindor. First pitch, high and away, 1-0 count. On deck, right fielder Juan Soto, and batting third, left fielder Brandon Nimmo. One-0 pitch, high and away with the changeup. 2 balls and no strikes from Castillo to Lindor. Bottom of the first inning, global broadcast here on MLB Network, Mariners and Mets. Let's go, baby. Nice early 1-0 lead. Two-0 pitch, high and away. 3 balls and no strikes to Francisco Lindor. 3-0 pitch, takes a strike looking right down the middle. 3 balls and 1 strike from Castillo to Lindor. Colt Emerson is still quite a ways away, so we won't see Emerson more than likely this year. If you're going to see Emerson, it'll be probably most likely next season. I mean, we already have so many guys, on the depth chart, and he still isn't, up to speed, so to speak. Still needs a little bit more time in the minors and the farm system. And, he's not even on AAA yet, so definitely going to take a little bit. 3-2 pitch. Back, and gone. Francisco Lindor homers to left, 369 feet. And this has been an issue for Luis Castillo in a number of his starts, giving up, 2-3 homers, pretty often. And there it is, right out of the gates, giving up a long home run. Unacceptable, Luis. If we want to be able to win here on the road, during Players Weekend, we cannot have you give up a home run with a leadoff hitter. And we know Lindor is a stud, but come on, my guy. Now we're knotted up at 1-1. Nice job by Francisco Lindor, bringing that energy and that electricity. I see you. Next up is right fielder Juan Soto. First pitch, high and away with the sinker, 94 miles an hour, 1-0 count. And it might end up being just one of those games where we end up kind of going back and forth, but again, maybe it'll be a home run party. Maybe we'll end up having a high scoring affair where it will be like 7-6. I wouldn't mind to have some good pitching, but again, we want to see some RBIs and homers as well. 1-0 pitch in play, and Soto flies out to right, and that is one away. Next up is left fielder Brandon Nimmo. Yeah, I doubt we're going to see Harry Ford either. I mean, the only way I can really see Harry Ford getting called up, even if we think he's better than Garver right now, they haven't even sent Dylan Moore down, and they keep rotating these other guys, and he's been absolutely terrible. So, really the only way you're going to get Harry Ford is if Mitch Garver gets hurt. So if Mitch Garver, like a few weeks back when he ended up getting hit in the jaw with a deflection of a baseball, then they did the MRI and it came up negative. If it ended up being positive, then we would have called up Harry Ford, but unless Garver gets hurt, that's really the only way that's going to happen. Or obviously, knock on wood, we don't want Cal to get hurt at all. But if one of our catchers ends up having a minor or major injury, you'll see Harry Ford. But if there's no injuries, you're not going to see him this year, more than likely. Could it be possible that they call him up? Yeah, he's probably the number one guy that we could call up. But again, we have so many injuries lately that we've been battling with Luke Raley and Bryce Miller, Victor Robles coming back. We just don't have room for Ford at the moment, unless they're able to pull the trigger and say, Garver, you're done. So, which I don't see happening. 1-2 pitch, low and at the knees. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Castillo to Nimmo. Bottom of the first inning, 1-1, Mariners and Mets. I mean, obviously, I would love to see Harry Ford on the team. I want to see Bryce there, Victor Robles there. Obviously, Garver, Carlos Vargas, and Dylan Moore shouldn't be on the team. If we're World Series contenders, we need to thin out the weak pieces and then upgrade if we have the possibility. But, it is what it is, I guess. 3-2 pitch, big swing and a miss, and down goes Brandon Nimmo, and that is 2 away. Next up is the polar bear first baseman, Pete Alonso. Bottom of the first, we're knotted up at 1. Julio Rodriguez with a RBI double. They end up scoring Randy Arozarena, that was at second. And then Francisco Lindor with a solo jack on Luis Castillo, 369 feet. And we're knotted up at 1. So, we'll see. Hopefully Castillo gives up 3 runs or less, and he doesn't give up another run for a few more innings or at all. But again, he does have that tendency, and it's better than having a 0-0 game. Getting off to a 1-1 start gives you that electricity to make you tune in. And you already knew that this was going to be a great matchup between the Mariners and the Mets. And obviously both teams struggling. Mets more than the Mariners, but we'll see. Something's got to give during Players Weekend. 0-1 pitch, takes a strike looking high and inside. No balls and 2 strikes from Castillo to Alonso. Oh, 2 pitch, big swing and a miss, and down goes the polar bear, and that is the end of the first inning. And again, 0-0 starts are good. You can end up having quality pitching, but again, a little bit of excitement early with Julio and Francisco Lindor getting the job done. We're knotted up at 1 after the first inning. Can't wait to see how this plays out. Let's see who's up next for the Seattle Mariners here in the top of the second inning. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. We have at least 50 people in the room that haven't done it yet. We're at 17. We got 82 in the room. Let's try to get to 100 and 100 as soon as we can. And obviously, we'll be shooting for 20 subs or more on every single stream. Let's go. Next up for the Mariners in the 6th hole, DHing Mitch Garver. Batting second, first baseman, Donovan Solano. And batting third, ice water in his veins, shortstop, J.P. Crawford. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. glad that Luke Raley is back. That does give us another guy that we could use as a DH, with Jorge Polanco and a few others. But again, we're starting to, have some depth in certain positions. And again, I'm not really sure why we're still hanging around with Dylan Moore after all of the mistakes, but I get it. He's a utility player and can play many positions, but you have to play many positions well to be on the team, not just play positions and, be a liability for the team. First pitch from Sean Manaea, 1-1 record with a 4.33 ERA to Mitch Garver. Takes a strike looking low and at the knees, 0-1 count. And we're going to need one of these lower end hitters to be a hero, between Dom, Garv, Donovan Solano, JP, and Cole Young, because we can't really expect too much out of Gino lately, but at some point we would assume that he'll be able to turn it on, but we might have to wait until September or October until that happens. Hopefully it doesn't take that long, though. 0-1 pitch, low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike from Manaea to Garver. 1-1 pitch, high and inside with a 4-seam fastball. 2 balls and 1 strike to Mitch Garver. Two-1 pitch, fouled off, high and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Mitch Garver. And hopefully Mitch can get a walk at least once and get like a single or double. We don't expect too much out of Mitch, maybe a hit, per game. If he gets more than that, that's money. And then if he can get 2 hits and a walk, that's probably the best you're going to get out of Mitch Garver unless he hits a home run. 2-2 pitch, fouled off right down the middle. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Mitch Garver. 2-2 pitch, low and away. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Manaea to Garver. Manaea on the mound. Mitch Garver in the box. And here we go. Back. See ya, Mitch Garver. Just when I said you need someone to step up, out of our lower end individuals. And look at that. Mitch Garver getting a home run for the Seattle Mariners, which never fucking happens. And again, that definitely makes up for Naylor being out of the lineup and obviously Gino's struggles. You never know when a guy like a Mitch Garver, Donovan Solano, JP Crawford, Dominic Canzone, or Cole Young will be an sung hero, and we got that electricity, baby, and we need it. Nice job. 2-1 Seattle. Hell yeah. And I kind of had a feeling that we were going to get some good production out of our lower end guys, and there it is. First pitch, takes a strike looking right down the middle, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, fouled off, high and away. No balls and 2 strikes from Manaea to Solano. It's kind of creepy when we end up talking about certain things and then the sports gods are like, okay, homer? Sure. And then you get it like 10 seconds later. And obviously that's not going to happen for us every time. But again, if you've been paying attention and you recognize when the last time certain guys have homered, you know which guys are overdue or which guys are hot. And even when guys are in slumps, at some point, they got to get out of it. And what a great time to be able to get a homer to match Lindor's early in the game by Mitch Garver. Beautiful. And, it's not like Mitch is going to be homering 20 times a game. Typically a guy like that is going to be homering 15 or less, but probably 10 or less. So we'll take every single homer we can get. 0-2 pitch. In play, Solano grounds out to second, throw to first, and that is 1 away. Let's go, baby. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. And again, we know Castillo is going to be a little shaky. We're going to need run support. We're going to have to try to score, 5 to 10 runs every single game. First pitch to JP. Big swing and a miss, high and away, 0-1 count. Top of the second inning, 2-1 Mariner lead with a home run by Mitch Garver and a big double by Julio Rodriguez that brought in Randy Arozarena. And early, we are cooking 2-1 against the Mets. 0-1 pitch, fouled off, high and away. No balls and 2 strikes to JP Crawford. 0-2 pitch, big swing and a miss, and down goes JP Crawford. Nice punch out there from Manaea, trying to get some kind of electricity and rhythm against the Mariners. Nice job by Sean, 2 away. Next up for Manaea, 9-hole hitter for the Mariners, second baseman Cole Young. First pitch from Manea to Young. Takes a strike looking right down the middle. 0-1 count. Let's go, Cole. Let's see if we can get a single by Cole here. Oh, 1 pitch. Takes a strike looking high and away. No balls and 2 strikes from Manea to Young. Great start in this matchup. A lot of action. Top of the second inning. 2-1 already, Seattle. And again, this is good that we're off to a good start, with back-to-back days of rain, and now being 0-5 in rain matchups in 2025 and having 2 of them back-to-back was not fun. And again, that Baltimore series sucked. But again, at least the Mets are kind of reeling right now. We're not playing them at the beginning of the year when they were one of the best teams in baseball. They've been on a big slump. And again, as long as we can take advantage when a team is down, we got to do what we got to do to get the job done. 0-2 pitch, low and away with the sweeper. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Manea to Young. One-two pitch, and Young pops up to the shortstop, and that is out number 3. All right, man. You don't really know what you're going to get, each game with the Seattle Mariners, and I think that's what makes it so exciting. More times than not, with this team in 2025, you're going to get a good product on the field, and every once in a while, we're going to get our ass kicked. Every once in a while, we'll be in a little bit of a slump, but overall, a lot of excitement here in 2025. We are World Series contenders. Let's see who's up next here for the Mets in the bottom of the second. Next up for the Mets, here in the bottom of the second, 5-hole hitter, second baseman Jeff McNeil. Batting second, DHing in the 6-hole, Mark Vientos. And batting third, the former Oriole center fielder, Cedric Mullins. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. We've gained 2 subs already. 18 more to go. 33 more to go to hit 21,500. So if we keep the pace that we've been on the last couple days, we'll be at 21,500 in a day or 2. 33 subs to go to hit that number. Let's go, baby. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to our halfway point of 50 likes at the halfway point around that 3rd to 5th inning. And obviously, we're shooting for 100 likes. Once we hit that, we'll go to 125 and then 150. We hit 150, we'll go to 200. And obviously, we'll be shooting for 100 in the donos on every dono train. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. And a quick recap if you're just hopping in. Julio Rodriguez doubled the left after Randy got on base with a single, ended up scoring from second, making it 1-0 Mariners. Then, in the bottom of the first, in the first batter, Francisco Lindor homered off Luis Castillo, La Piedra, 369 feet, making it 1-1. And then in the top of the second, we matched Lindor's homer with a guy that doesn't hit homers, and Mitch Garver, 405 feet to center, and we have a 2-1 lead. And again, magic number is 5 runs, 7 to 10 hits, but we may, need to get a little bit more in some of the matchups here in the next 3 days on Players Weekend. First pitch from Castillo to McNeil. Takes a strike looking, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch. And a big hit. Rounding first and safe at second. Wow, Jeff McNeil with a double. And it doesn't look like it's going to be a pitching duel. It looks like both pitchers are a little off. And there's going to be a lot of runs scored here today. Could possibly end up being a 7-6 type of game. That's what it's kind of feeling like. Next up, DHing in the 6-hole, Mark Vientos. First pitch from Castillo to Vientos in play. Grounds out to third. Gino is there. Throw to first and 1 away. Good defense there by Gino. Next up is Cedric Mullins. First pitch from Castillo to Mullins. Takes a strike looking, high and inside, 0-1 count. Let him know. 23 more to go to the halfway point. 73 to hit that first goal. Judah in the building. What's good? 0-1 pitch, high and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike from Castillo to Mullins. Come on, Luis. But definitely looking a little shaky for Manea and Castillo here early. 1-1 pitch, low and at the knees. 2 balls and 1 strike from Castillo to Mullins, the former Baltimore Oriole. Bottom of the second with a runner at second. Global broadcast on MLB Network, and a lot of fireworks early. 3 runs combined in the first 2 innings, and we'll see if that is where it's at when this inning ends, or if this particular New York Met team that's been in a slump can tie it up with that runner at second with 1 out. 2-1 pitch, high and away, and Castillo is all over the place. 3 balls and 1 strike with a runner at second and 1 out. Not really able to hit the strike zone very well here early. Three-one pitch, and luckily Cedric Mullins pops out to Gino, and that is 2 away. There we go, Gino. May have struggles in the box, but you're not going to see him make too many errors at third. So nice job by Gino. Next up, in the 8-hole, catcher Francisco Alvarez. Bottom of the second inning, 2-1 Seattle lead with a runner at second and 2 outs. Let him know. 114 in the room. We should be closer to 50, if anything. But hopefully we'll get some of those people that are in the room watching the broadcast and take a moment and hit that like button. It helps get more people here that are looking for Mariners, Mets, and that will turn into subs, views, donos, shares, and more members of the NWSF. So again, YouTube looks at all of the algorithm and the stats, and the faster that we can get to that number, the more recommendations we can get while the game is still in play. 1-0 pitch, takes a strike looking high and away. 1 ball and 1 strike from Castillo to Alvarez. 1-1 pitch, fouled off. Right down the middle with that sinker, 94 miles an hour by Castillo. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Francisco Alvarez. And just like that, with the 1-2 pitch in play, Alvarez singles to center, McNeil scores, and now we are knotted up at 2. All right, my pup, it looks like, is not feeling too well and needs to go use the restroom, so I'm going to have to go do that now so she doesn't have an accident here in the house. I'll be right back in about a minute or 2. We're knotted up at 2, bottom of the second, and hopefully by the time I come back, we're still tied up at 2. right, I'm back. Looks like the score is still 2-2. Francisco Lindor on a 0-2 count. No, 2-0 count. Castillo on the mound. Lindor in the box. Bottom of the second inning. We're knotted up at 2. Glad they didn't score. At least just not yet. And hopefully we can hold them here with runners at first and third with 2 outs. 2-0 pitch. Fouled off. Low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike with runners at first and third and 2 outs. We're knotted up at 2 here early. I had to step away there just for a moment. Want to make sure we don't have any accidents inside the house. And Paisley's birthday is tomorrow. She turns 4. So obviously, I don't want her to be under the weather or not feeling well, but woke me up a little earlier this morning, not feeling the greatest. And hopefully she'll be okay as she is in here shortly. Two pitch, fouled off low and at the knees. 2 balls and 2 strikes with runners at first and third and 2 outs. We're knotted up at 2 here early in the bottom of the second. Global broadcast here on MLB Network. Castillo on the mound, Lindor in the box. And just like that, Lindor singles to center. Alvarez scores. Mauricio to second. And just like that, 3-2 New York. And again, Castillo has not been very good, as of late. And again, unacceptable. We need to make sure that, and especially when we don't really know what our bullpen is going to be looking like either. We need him to give up 3 runs or less, and he's already given up 3 in the second. And I know that Manea has obviously got a little roughed up early as well, but with runners now at first and second and 2 outs, they better not score again. Next up is Juan Soto. First pitch from Castillo to Soto. Low and at the knees, 1-0 count. One-0 pitch, high and away. 2 balls and no strikes from Castillo to Soto. Two-0 pitch, fouled off right down the middle. 2 balls and 1 strike from Castillo to Soto. Come on, Luis. 2-1 pitch, high and away. 3 balls and 1 strike from Castillo to Soto. Bottom of the second inning, 3-2 New York. Runners at first and second with 2 outs. 3-1 pitch and another walk. Come on, Castillo, you fucking stink. Especially with the Mets, with their, rough, outings as of late. We're definitely making it easy for them at this point. Come on now. Especially when they've lost 9 out of their last 10. Come on. Next up is left fielder Brandon Nimmo. 0 for 1 with a K. guys are going to be better at home than they are on the road, and sometimes you just got to give credit to the hitters that are in the lineup that are better than the pitchers that particular day. Castillo, isn't R1. If anything, he's normally like the 4 or the 5. So anytime you have a 4 or a 5 in the rotation, between like him and Logan Evans, sometimes they're going to be lights out and other times they're going to get roughed up. And just like, your main 3 with Wu, Kirby, and Gilbert, sometimes they're going to be lights out and other times they're going to be off, or the other team is just hot and they're going to give up a bunch of hits, runs, and RBIs as well. But I did not expect it to be like this early in the matchup. I mean, we got a lot of scoring on both sides, so we're due for maybe like a 7-6 or 10-9 kind of game if it keeps going at this pace. But I'm used to the bullpen kind of having meltdowns by both teams, but not necessarily the starters at this point. First pitch from Castillo to Nimmo, fouls it off high and away, 0-1 count. Bottom of the second inning with bases loaded, 3-2 Mets lead. And it just seems like any time that the Mariners end up taking a lead, the other team always responds like immediately. Like we can't even celebrate for even a half inning, after having a lead with something good for us. 0-1 pitch, low and at the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike with bases loaded and 2 outs. We're already down by 1. And again, magic number normally is 5 runs to 7 to 10 hits, but you may have to score 7, 8, 9, or 10 in this matchup to keep pace with New York. 1-1 pitch, low and at the knees. 2 balls and 1 strike to Brandon Nimmo. Castillo on the mound. Nimmo in the box. 2-1 pitch, high and away. 3 balls and 1 strike to Brandon Nimmo. Terrible start here for Castillo. 3-1 pitch, takes a strike looking high and inside. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes with bases loaded and 2 outs, and we can't afford for them to score another run, let alone 2, 3, or 4, depending on what happens with Nimmo here. We have to keep it 3-2. 3-2 pitch, fouled off right down the middle. Count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes with bases loaded and 2 outs. Come on, baby. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. MLB Network Global Broadcast, bottom of the second, 3-2 Mets. Bases loaded with 2 outs with a full count. This is the big turning point of the matchup here early in the bottom of the second inning. Got to get this out, Castillo. 3-2 pitch, and Nimmo grounds out to first. Toe tap on the bag, and got him. There we go. We leave 3 stranded, but not after they retake the lead. But it could have been much worse. We easily could have been down 4-2, 5-2, 6-2, or 7-2. So I'll take that. Not ideal, but hopefully the bats will be alive for Seattle, and we can kind of match the production on Manaea. Let's see who's up next here for Seattle in the top of the third inning. Well, we don't want the game to be essentially over in the first couple innings. We want to feel like we actually have a chance against a team that's slumping. All right, let's see who's up next here for the Mariners. Next up for the Mariners, 1-for-1 with a run, Randy Arozarena. Batting second, 0-for-1 catcher, big dumper Cal Raleigh. Stop swinging at the first pitch, work the count. And batting third, 1-for-1 with an RBI, center fielder Julio Rodriguez. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes and 100 on the dono train. Looks like we have like 50 in the room that haven't done it yet. So about half. We're at 41. 9 more likes to get to that halfway point. Let's get it, baby. And we're still looking for our first dono on our dono train. And we've gained a few subs already. And let's see where we're at. How many have we gained? 2 so far, 33 to go. Sean Manaea, 1-1 record with a 4.33 ERA. On the mound, Randy Arozarena in the box. Let's do a quick recap of the matchup if you're just tuning in. Julio Rodriguez with a double to left. Randy Arozarena scored 1-0 Mariners. Francisco Lindor in the bottom of the first inning homered off Luis Castillo, making it 1-1. Then in the top of the second inning, Mitch Garver unexpectedly hit a blast to make it 2-1 Mariners, 405 feet. And then Francisco Alvarez, while I was helping my pup, single to center. McNeil scored, making it 2-2. And then Francisco Lindor, single to center. Alvarez scored, and Mauricio to second, making it 3-2. But could have been much, much worse. First pitch from Manaea to Randy Arozarena. High and away, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch. Takes a strike looking low and at the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike to Randy Arozarena. 1-1 pitch. Low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike to Randy Arozarena. Come on, Randy. We're going to need you. 2-1 pitch. High and away. 3 balls and 1 strike from Manaea to Randy. 3-1 pitch in play, and Randy with a single. There we go, baby. I like that. Keep it going, Randy. Top of the third inning. Next up is big dumper Cal Raleigh. Let's go, Cal. Go, baby. We're looking for this. Trident's up. We'll take singles, but we're looking for the big homer. First pitch. Takes a strike looking. Sweeper low and at the knees. 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch. Back. See ya. Cal Raleigh does it, baby. Let's go. Big 2-run blast. We got the lead, baby. 4-3 Mariners. And he crushed it. Let's go. Let's go. He surpasses Johnny Bench, and he has number 46, and that was a huge one. And again, the record is 48 by Salvador Perez. We knew Cal at some point would homer if you just wait past the first pitch. And again, you're starting to see homers on the second and third pitch lately from Julio and Cal. And just like that, we have the lead. Let's go, baby. Big dumper. Let's go. Huge home run. And again, sometimes we just got to show it on the screen, tell them what we want, and then the sports gods will listen. Great job by the Seattle Mariners in big dumper, and especially in a game where Manaea and Luis Castillo have been terrible early on. We've got a really offensive-oriented matchup. It's definitely not a pitcher's duel, but sometimes these games can be fun as long as your team is the one that ends up on top at the end. And big 2-run blast with Randy aboard, making it 4-3. Fucking A, let's go. Next up is Julio Rodriguez. First pitch to Julio, fouls it off, high and away, 0-1 count. Top of the third inning, 4-3 Mariner lead. Let's go. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes and 100 on that dono train. Not a better way to get the dono train started off of Cal Raleigh, big dumper, 2-run blast. 0-1 pitch, big swing and a miss, high and away. No balls and 2 strikes to Julio Rodriguez. Let's go. 0-2 pitch, high and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Julio Rodriguez. 1-2 pitch, fouled off low and at the knees. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Manaea to Julio. Let's go, baby. Trident's up. Keep it going, Julio. One-two pitch, fouled off, right down the middle. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Julio Rodriguez. 1-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss, and down goes Julio, and that is 1 away. Julio already has a big RBI to get us on the board, so it's not like he's going to go 5 for 5 like Ichiro. But a guy that we would love for, someone to be able to get going, it's definitely Eugenio Suarez. Good vibes only. We know that you got it in you. We just need you to be able to produce other than just playing defense. Let's go, Gino. First pitch from Mineo to Gino. Takes a strike swinging low and out the knees. 0-1 count. And it may have to be something where you get Gino to understand where we don't need like home runs out of him. At this point, we'll take singles. And if he can change his approach and just go for singles swings instead of like moonshot swings like Julio was doing at the beginning of the year and having problems, maybe we can get that, Julio type of bat in the second half to Gino if he makes that adjustment. But pretty much every at-bat that we've seen out of Gino since the All-Star break, it's been a moonshot swing and a 1-2 pitch and big swing and a miss. And it's kind of a thing now where just as often as Dylan Moore strikes out, we're starting to see the same thing with Gino as of late. But we do believe Gino will be able to turn it around. Dylan Moore, maybe not so much. Come on, Gino. We need you, man. We got the good vibes, but we need to be able to see some production, especially with Naylor out of the lineup today. 2 away. Next up is Dominic Canzone. First pitch from Mineo to Canzone. Takes a strike looking right down the middle. 0-1 count. Lots of action here in this matchup. I don't think we've had 7 runs combined within the first 3 innings in quite some time. So, okay. Hang on, ready wants to work. Okay. Oh, 2 pitch, high and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Mineo to Canzone. My pup is in here right now, so I don't know if she's sick or what's going on, but I'll do my best to be able to call this game, but I got to take care of her as well if she has an issue. Giving everybody a heads up. 1-2 pitch, high and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Dominic Canzone. Top of the 3rd inning, 4-3 Seattle lead. 2-2 pitch, fouled off right down the middle. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Dominic Canzone. What do you need? Huh? Top of the 3rd inning, 4-3 Mariner lead. 2 balls and 2 strikes with nobody on and 2 outs. 3-2 pitch, 2-2 pitch. Outside, 3 balls and 2 strikes to Dominic Canzone. 3-2 pitch, and down goes Dom for out number 3. Seattle up 4-3. I'm going to have to step outside here again. I don't want to keep stepping out, but I don't know what's going on with my pup, and I got to make sure she's okay. So try to get back here to the broadcast within a minute or so. Trident's up, 4-3 Mariner lead. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Bottom of the third inning, 4-3 Mariner lead. Castillo on the mound and McNeil in the box. O-2 pitch, high and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Castillo to McNeil. Flying Monk in the building. What's good? One-two pitch, fouled off, high and inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Jeff McNeil. 1-2 pitch, fouled off low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Castillo to McNeil. Bottom of the third inning, 4-3 Mariner lead. And again, we've been able to get some good production out of Julio and Cal. And hopefully we'll continue to keep mashing. And again, it's not a pitcher's duel whatsoever. Rene and Castillo are both struggling. And again, it could end up being a very high-scoring affair where we might end up getting a 10-9, 9-8, or 8-7 type of score. And hopefully we come out on top. One-two pitch, fouled off, low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Jeff McNeil. 1-2 pitch, big swing and a miss. Down goes McNeil. And that is 2 away. Next up is DHing in the 6th hole, Mark Vientos. Gained another sub. $32 to go to get to 21,500. First pitch from Castillo to Vientos. High and inside, 1-0 count. Bottom of the third inning, global broadcast on MLB Network. Mariners up 4-3 with a big 2-run blast by Cal Raleigh and a big RBI single in the first by Julio. And it definitely is a very back-and-forth type of matchup here. 1-0 pitch in play, and Vientos popped out to Gino at third, and that is out number 3. End of the third inning, 4-3 Mariner lead. And again, I don't think we've had a game like this in quite some time where we've combined for 7 runs within the first couple innings, but I'll take it. 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Mariners. 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Mets. Let's see who's up next here for Seattle in the top of the 4th inning. Next up for the Mariners, 1 for 1 with a run and an RBI. Big solo dinger by Mitch Garver. Batting second, first baseman 0 for 1, Donovan Solano. And batting third, 0 for 1 with a K, J.P. Crawford. Right hands up. Let's go, Ems. All right, 54 likes, 46 more to go. Let's get it, baby. John Manea, 1-1 record with a 4.33 ERA. First pitch to Mitch Garver. High and inside with a sweeper, 77 miles an hour, 1-0 count. One-0 pitch, low and at the knees. 2 balls and no strikes to Mitch Garver. Top of the 4th with a 4-3 early lead here on the Mets. 2-0 pitch. Takes a strike looking down on the line and at the knees. 2 balls and 1 strike from Manea to Garver. 2-1 pitch. High and away. Missing the strike zone by about 3 feet. 3 balls and 1 strike from Manea to Garver. 3-1 pitch. Good eye by Mitch, and that is a 5-pitch walk. Nice job by Garver with a home run and a walk. That might be one of the best type of games that you're going to get out of Mitch. If he can get a single or double to round out his day, it'll be perfect. Unless he ends up getting another home run, of course. Next up is Donovan Solano. Top of the 4th inning, 4-3 Mariner lead with a runner at first and no out. First pitch from Manea to Solano, high and away, 1-0 count. It's Players Weekend, though, so 1-0 pitch, popped up and flied out to left, and that is 1 away. Down goes Donovan Solano. Next up is shortstop J.P. Crawford. So usually during Players Weekend, they'll do a number of things depending on, the team and things in the past. Sometimes you'll get, things that other sports have done, with like nicknames on the back of jerseys, custom bats that they'll only do for this particular weekend. A lot of the players will be going by the nicknames and whatnot throughout the team. And, just little subtle things, to have that camaraderie for Players Weekend. Next up is J.P. Crawford. First pitch to J.P. and lines out to center, and that is 2 away. Work the count, J.P. Next up is third baseman in the 9-hole, Cole Young. Top of the 4th inning, 4-3 Mariner lead. Gained another sub. Appreciate that. 31 to go to get to 21,500. Game 4 so far. First pitch from Manea to Young. Takes a strike looking high and inside. 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch in play and beautifully hit and got a ground rule double out of it. Nice by Cole, and Garver safe at third. Here we go. That's exactly what we've been waiting out of Cole Young at some point or another. Now we got runners at second and third with 2 outs. Let's see if Randy can knock him in. Let's go, Randy. You don't even need to hit a home run, my guy. I mean, this is best case scenario for us to go up 7-3. But if you just get an RBI single or an RBI double, it could end up being 5-3 or 6-3. Come on, Randy. You don't need a home run swing here to be effective. Small ball, baby, small ball. First pitch from Manea to Randy. Takes a strike looking right down the middle, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, high and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike from Manea to Randy. Well, I mean, the game could go either way. The thing that the Mariners have going, for us, at least at the moment, is that the Mets are on a losing streak right now. They've lost 9 out of their last 10, so that's something. That doesn't mean that they can't win today. We dropped 2 in a row with rain delays against the O's, and the Orioles are a team that we normally could beat, but we haven't won a game in a rain delay. We're 0 for 5 this year, and we had back-to-back games with rain delays, which is some bullshit. 1-1 pitch, fouled off right down the middle. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Randy Arozarena. 1-2 pitch, big swing and a miss. Come on, Randy. You got to be able to step up in situations like that. At least we still have the 4-3 lead. And we got an RBI double from Julio, a 2-run blast by Cal early, so we can't get too worked up about it. But again, a missed opportunity, especially with Cole getting that ground rule double and Garver getting on base. Like, how often does that happen? Never. We want to make sure we're capitalizing in those type of situations. But on the bright side, at least we're still up by 1. All right, let's go to the bottom of the 4th inning and see who's up next for the Mets. Next up for the Mets, the former Oriole center fielder Cedric Mullins, 0 for 1. Batting second, 1 for 1 with a run and an RBI. Catcher Francisco Alvarez. And batting third baseman in the 9-hole, Ronnie Mauricio. Credence up. Let's go, M's. All right, we're at 56, 44 more to go to hit the goal. Let's get there. Now we're at 57. Still got about 80 people in the room that haven't hit the like button. Do your boy a solid. It literally takes 1 second, and it definitely helps the stream more than you know. You don't feel like donating. You don't feel like chatting. That's fine. But at the very least, you hit that like button. That'll help get us more people here. And that's the ultimate goal, to keep growing the channel and getting more fans of whatever sport that we're doing here on the channel. Let's go all day. Bottom of the fourth, 4-3 Seattle lead. And again, if you're just tuning in, Julio with a double to left, Randy scoring in the first, 1-0 Seattle. Lindor with a solo dinger in the bottom of the first, 1-1. Garver with a solo dinger, 2-1. Alvarez singled to center, and McNeil scored, making it 2-2. And then Lindor singled to center, Alvarez scored, making it 3-2. And just when we feel that we may not be able to catch up, big dumper Cal Raleigh homered to left, 399 feet, with Randy Arozarena on board, 4-3 Mariners. And not only that, he ends up hitting home run number 46. And again, we're getting closer and closer to those big numbers. First pitch from Castillo to Cedric Mullins. Takes a strike, looking right down the middle, 0-1 count. Oh, 1 pitch, fouled off, high and away. No balls and 2 strikes from Castillo to Mullins. AR in the building, what's good? Yeah, I mean, I don't mind, any type of game, even ones that are low scoring where it ends up being 1-0 and the pitcher's got like 13 Ks. Those games are kind of cool. But obviously getting a game where you get, a decent amount of Ks from each pitcher, but you also get home runs and big ribbies, obviously is a little bit more exciting than just the average fan, getting that action early. And probably the most runs that we've combined for both teams, 7 within the first 3 innings in a minute. So definitely a lot of action on both sides. 1-2 pitch, big swing and a miss, and down goes Cedric Mullins, the former Oriole, and that is 1 away. Next up is catcher Francisco Alvarez. First pitch from Castillo to Alvarez. High and away, 1-0 count. Lay down. Lay down on the couch. Lay down. 1-0 pitch. Takes a strike, looking right down the middle. 1 ball and 1 strike from Castillo to Alvarez. One pitch, takes a strike, looking right down the middle. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Castillo to Alvarez. Bottom of the fourth, 4-3 Mariner lead. One-two pitch, high and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Castillo to Alvarez. 2-2 pitch, and big swing and a miss. Down goes Francisco Alvarez. I like that, baby. 2 away. Nice job by Luis Castillo. Obviously, it's been pretty rough here early for both pitchers. Anytime you can end up getting a K is great. Next up for Castillo, 9-hole hitter, 1 for 1, third baseman Ronnie Mauricio. Manea's got, 6 Ks, and Castillo's got 5, even with all these runs being scored, which is pretty amazing. I don't think anyone would anticipate that. That many Ks with that many runs scored. Pretty wild. 1-1 pitch. high and away, missing the strike zone there by about 8 feet. 2 balls and 1 strike from Castillo to Mauricio. Two 2-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss, high and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Castillo to Mauricio. Bottom of the 4th inning, global broadcast here on MLB Network. Mariners up 4-3. Big RBI double by Julio, getting us on the board 1-0 early. Lindor with a homer, Garver with a homer, and Cal Raleigh with a 2-run jack. It's a home run party. Bay. 2-2 pitch, foul ball, high and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Castillo to Mauricio. Two-two pitch, high and away. Fouled off with that 4-seam fastball again. 2 balls and 2 strikes with nobody on and 2 outs. 4-3 Seattle lead. Castillo on the mound, Mauricio in the box. Let them know all day. And we're still looking for our first dono on our dono train. And Mauricio with a 2-2 pitch and a single up the middle there. Next up is Francisco Lindor. Nice hit there by Ronnie in the 9-hole. Lindor's had a great game up to this point. 2 for 2 with a run, 2 RBIs, and a solo dinger. We got to end it here. But a very unusual game with so many hits, so many RBIs, so many home runs, and on top of that, so many strikeouts. I don't think I've ever seen a game where you have both guys with, 5 Ks minimum. Castillo's got 5, Manea's got 6. How do they have that many Ks and the score is 4-3? But again, when you get home runs, that'll do it. 1-0 pitch, high and away. 2 balls and no strikes to Francisco Lindor. Again, we haven't really seen this type of game, with a high amount of Ks and that many home runs in quite some time. And Mauricio ends up stealing second, safe. Two-0 pitch. Takes a strike looking high and away. 2 balls and 1 strike from Castillo to Lindor. Two-one pitch. Fouled off high and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Francisco Lindor. Yeah, Castillo's at 83 pitches and Manea is at 68. Incredibly high pitch count for only being in the 4th inning, for sure. But that's why we have a 4-3 score, so. 2-2 pitch, high and away. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Castillo to Lindor. Bottom of the 4th inning, 4-3 Seattle lead. Global broadcast here on MLB Network. Runner at second with 2 outs. Count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes with Castillo on the mound, Lindor in the box. And it makes me kind of concerned what we're going to be doing in the pen. So, Back. See ya. And there it is. Francisco Lindor with a 2-homer game. Unbelievable. 3 for 3. And just like that, 5-4 New York. Castillo is fucking terrible. Next up is Juan Soto. Nice job by Francisco Lindor. And I'm trying to remember when's the last time we've given up 2 home runs to one individual. It's been a minute. And again, the leadoff hitter crushes another home run, giving the lead back to New York. And again, it seems like anytime the Mariners end up doing something good, we never can celebrate too long before the other team comes back. Next up, Juan Soto, first pitch, back. See ya. Get his ass out of there. Holy hell. Back-to-back homers by Lindor and Soto. What are we doing? 6-4 New York. Unbelievable. I mean, the offense is crazy for both teams, but this is getting a little ridiculous. Next up is left fielder Brandon Nimmo. Castillo, boo. Terrible. I mean, we're the team with 2 outs that normally goes on these big rallies. Unacceptable to give up back-to-back home runs to Lindor and Soto, let alone after giving up a Lindor homer earlier in the game. I mean, we're only in the fucking 4th inning. We're not in the 9th. First pitch from Castillo to Nimmo. Takes a strike swinging low and at the knees. 0-1 count. But again, at least Manaea is struggling also. I mean, at least we're not down 6-0. At least the game is still like we have a chance. But again, the offense is still going to need to continue, and we may need a homer by Julio or another homer by Cal, to keep pace with this New York team. And obviously, pitch count, Luis is up there, so he's not going to be pitching that much longer. And hopefully, the person that comes in for him ends up not doing worse than him. 0-1 pitch, high and away. 1 ball and 1 strike from Castillo to Nimmo. One pitch, in play, and another hit. Jesus Christ. Nimmo with a double to right. Luis, golly, what a terrible, terrible start here. I mean, we know the Mets have a lot of good hitters, but they've lost 9 out of the last 10. This is so unacceptable. I mean, if we're a World Series caliber team, we've got to make sure that we're playing like it. And again, keeping guys on the roster like Dylan Moore, and obviously Mitch Garver is holding his own here today. And obviously Vargas is a liability as well. What took him so goddamn long? Now you decide that, it's time to pull? Christ. Next up is Pete Alonso. And with 1 swing, it could be 8-4. And they were just trying to get Castillo's, at the pitch count. He's already at 89. And I don't think he's going to get this 3rd out. I mean, if they keep him in, don't be shocked if Alonso gets an RBI or a home run. Castillo has been terrible. I mean, as long as we can match the energy, and as long as they have meltdowns with Manaea and whoever else comes in, we'll be fine. But again, if they start going lights out with their bullpen, we're not going to be able to catch up. First pitch from Castillo to Alonso, low and away, 1-0 count. One 0 pitch, takes a strike looking right down the middle. 1 ball and 1 strike to Pete Alonso. Got to limit the action the polar bear does here today. One pitch, takes a strike swinging high and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the polar bear, Pete Alonso. Castillo on the mound. Alonso in the box. Come on, Ems. Yeah, I don't think we've seen a high-scoring affair like this with so many home runs and RBIs in quite some time. Bottom of the 4th, 6-4. New York lead with 2 outs. 1 ball and 2 strikes. My pup isn't feeling well. Everything is just going off the rails. 2-2 pitch, low and away. Count now is 3 balls and 2 strikes to Pete Alonso. Yeah, I mean, we've had a lot of rallies with 2 outs as well, and this one is just lasting forever. 3-2 pitch, and finally Alonso flies out to right, and hopefully that'll be the last time that we see Castillo. Holy hell. End of the 4th inning, 6-4, New York lead. quick recap in that inning after we had the 4-3 lead. Lindor homered to right center with Mauricio on board, making it a 5-4 lead for the Mets after we were up 4-3 with Cal's homer in the top of the third. And then they ended up getting a Juan Soto homer off the first pitch off the next batter after Lindor, back-to-back homers, and now we're at a 2-run deficit. End of the fourth inning, 6-4, New York lead. Next up for the Mariners, 1 for 2 with a run and 2 RBIs. Catcher, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. We may need a second home run from Cal here today to keep up. Let's go, Cal. Batting second, 1 for 2 with an RBI and a K. We might need a home run from Julio as well. Trident's up. Let's go, J-Rod. And batting third, a guy that's been slumping as of late. We need him to not only play defense, but we need that bat to come alive. Good vibes only, Eugenio Suarez. I mean, at any given point, we could definitely use anything. A single, a walk, a plunk, a double, a triple, a home run. Just something positive. Come on, Gino. First pitch from Sean Manaea to big dumper Cal Raleigh. Takes a strike swinging, low and at the knees, 0-1 count. One pitch, low and at the knees with the sweeper. 1 ball and 1 strike from Manaea to big dumper. One-two pitch, and Cal pops out to second, and that is 1 away. It's okay, Cal. We still love you. Next up for the Mariners, 1 for 2 with an RBI and a K, Julio Rodriguez. Cal is in sole possession of second place for most home runs by a catcher in a single season all time. Salvador Perez with the record with 48. Cal is at 46. We don't really know how many he's going to break the record by. You know, could he end up getting to 60? It's possible. We still have quite a few games left, but anything over 60, he would definitely have to have a couple multi-homer games to get to that point, you would think. First pitch from Manaea to Julio, takes a strike looking, high and away, 0-1 count. One pitch, fouled off, high and away. No balls and 2 strikes from Manaea to Julio. 0-2 pitch, low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Manaea to Julio. Top of the fifth, 6-4 New York lead with 1 out. 1-2 pitch, fouled off, low and at the knees. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Julio Rodriguez. Let's go, J-Rod. Trident's up. We need you, baby. One-two pitch, fouled off, low and at the knees. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Manaea to Julio. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes and 100 on the dono train. We've gained 4 subs so far. Still looking for our first dono to get the dono train started. And Julio strikes out swinging on a 1-2 pitch. and that is 2 away. Let's see where we're at. We're at 69, 31 more to go. Now we're at 70, 30 more to go to hit the goal, and we have at least 56 in the room that haven't done it yet. Let's go. Next up is Eugenio Suarez. First pitch to Gino, fouls it off low and out the knees. 0-1 count. Manea on the mound, and Eugenio Suarez in the box. 0-1 pitch, low and at the knees with the sweeper. 1 ball and 1 strike to Eugenio Suarez. Now we're at 72, 28 more to go to hit that first goal. A 1 pitch, and Gino hit by the pitch. And again, not ideally the best case scenario, but at least he gets on base, and we'll take that. Gino to first. I mean, it's a lot better than him striking out, right? Next up is Dominic Canzone. First pitch from Manea to Canzone. High and away with a sweeper, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch, fouled off, high and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike from Manea to Dominic Canzone. Let's go, baby. Top of the 5th inning, 6-4 New York lead. MLB Network Global Broadcast with a runner at first. 1-1 pitch, high and away. 2 balls and 1 strike from Manea to Canzone. 2-1 pitch, high and away with the 4-seam fastball, 91 miles an hour by Manea. 3 balls and 1 strike with runner at first and 2 outs. 6-4 New York lead. Come on, Dom. Three-one pitch, big swing and a miss. Low and away. Count now is full for Manea. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Dominic Canzone. Come on, Dom. Find a way to be able to get a single, double, a walk, hit by pitch. It's something positive to keep the inning going. If they can rally with 2 outs, we can too. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Dominic Canzone. 3-2 pitch, and Canzone lined out to first. Toe tap on the bag, and that is out number 3. Let's go to the bottom of the 5th inning and see who's up for the Mets. Next up for the Mets, 1 for 2 with a run and a K. Second baseman Jeff McNeil. Batting second in the 6th hole, DHing Mark Vientos, 0 for 2. And batting third, 0 for 2 with a K, center fielder Cedric Mullins. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. Down goes Jeff McNeil on that pop-up. Next up is Mark Vientos. First pitch is high and away with the sinker, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch. Takes a strike looking high and away. 1 ball and 1 strike from Bizzardo to Vientos. Hopefully Edward will do a good job here. 1-1 pitch. Takes a strike swinging. Big swing and a miss by Vientos. 1 ball and 2 strikes with nobody on and 1 out. 6-4 Mets lead. And hopefully Bizzardo will do better than what we saw with Castillo, who was absolutely terrible today. Bottom of the 5th, 6-4 Mets lead. Bizzardo on the mound, entering in for Luis Castillo. 1-2 pitch, and that is strike 3 looking in the corner. Nice job by Edward Bizzardo coming in and giving some a little bit of relief early here in the 5th inning. Next up is Cedric Mullins. First pitch from Bizzardo to Mullins. High and inside, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch. And Mullins grounds out to first. Toe tap on the bag, and that is out number 3. Let's see who's up next here in the top of the 6th for the Seattle Mariners. Next up, 1-for-1 with a run, RBI, and a base on ball. Solo dinger. We may need another. DHing in the 6th hole, Mitch Garver. Batting second, 0-for-2. First baseman, Donovan Solano. And batting third, 0-for-2 with a K, shortstop, J.P. Crawford. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. And we gained another sub. 30 to go to get to 21,500. We're still looking for our first dono on our dono train to get us started. And where are we sitting on the likes? We're at 74, 26 more to hit the goal. We got about 40 in the room that haven't done it. We get half of those people to hit the like button, we'll hit the goal. Top of the 6th, 6-4, New York lead. Throw to first on Garver, and that is 1 away. Work the count, Mitch. Next up is Donovan Solano. Top of the 6th inning, 6-4 New York lead. First pitch from Rogers to Solano. Low and at the knees, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch, high and inside. 2 balls and no strikes from Rogers to Solano. Lay down. 2-0 pitch, fouled off right down the middle. 2 balls and 1 strike from Rogers to Solano. Two-one pitch, and Solano with a beautiful single up the middle. There we go, Don. Nice job by Solano there. Let's see if we can get a rally started of our own here in the 6th. Next up is shortstop J.P. Crawford. Let's go, J.P. We're at 81, 19 more likes to hit the goal. We're almost there. And first pitch to J.P. Crawford, and grounds out to second. And that is 2 away. Next up is Cole Young. First pitch from Rogers to Young, low and away, 1-0 count. Come on, Cole. Top of the 6th inning, 6-4, New York lead. One-0 pitch, and a beautiful hit by Cole Young, singled up the middle to center. Solano with some wheels, going from third and safe. There we go. And just like that, the Mariners are back in it. Now we're down by 1, 6-5 New York. And hopefully we get something here out of Randy Arozarena. Here we go. What a high-scoring affair. Not something that we're really used to on the regular. Let's see if Randy can be a hero. Let's go, baby. You can do it, Randy. Nice RBI single by Cole Young. First pitch from Rogers to Arozarena. Takes a strike looking low and at the knees, 0-1 count. One pitch, high and away. 1 ball and 1 strike to Randy Arozarena. One pitch, and Arozarena grounds out into the fielder's choice at third. Young out at second, and that is unfortunately out number 3. But at least we got a little bit closer, and now we're only down by a run, not 2. Go to the bottom of the 6th inning and see who's up next here for the Mets. Next up for the Mets, 1 for 2 with a run, RBI, and a K, catcher Francisco Alvarez. Batting second, 2 for 2 with a run, third baseman Ronnie Mauricio. And batting third, 3 for 3 with 2 runs and 4 RBIs, having a game of his life, Francisco Lindor. Try dance up. Let's go, M's. Are you hungry? Now Caleb Ferguson coming in for Edward Bizardo. I don't know if that's the right move, but we'll see what happens here. Ferguson has been kind of hit or miss lately. First pitch from Ferguson to Alvarez, low and at the knees with the slurve ball, slider curve combo, 81 miles an hour, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch, and lined out to center, and that is 1 away. Next up is third baseman in the 9-hole, Ronnie Mauricio. Bottom of the 6th inning, 6-5, New York lead, and it's been a minute since we've actually had a game like this. Great hustle by Julio Rodriguez in the no-fly zone to get that baseball. Great effort there. First pitch from Ferguson to Mauricio, takes a strike looking right down the middle, 0-1 count. Oh-1 pitch, fouled off, high and away. No balls and 2 strikes to Ronnie Mauricio. Bottom of the 6th, 6-5, New York lead. Oh-2 pitch, low and at the knees. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Ferguson to Mauricio. One-two pitch, and big swing and a miss, and that is 2 away. Nice job by Ferguson there to get that out. Next up is Francisco Lindor, 3 for 3, 2 home runs, 4 RBIs. Don't give up a home run to Lindor. He's already got 2. Can't have him give up another one. First pitch from Ferguson to Lindor, takes a strike swinging high and inside, 0-1 count. Ferguson on the mound and Francisco Lindor in the box. Oh, 1 pitch in play, lines out to right, toe tap on the bag, and that is out number 3. End of the 6th inning, 6-5, New York lead. Next up for the Mariners, 1 for 3 with a run, 2 RBIs, and a big 2-run blast. Big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Batting second, 1 for 3 with an RBI and 2 Ks, Julio Rodriguez. And batting third, 0 for 2 with 2 Ks, Eugenio Suarez. Trident's up, let's go M's. Yeah, well, it's one thing to have banter back and forth, but Nick isn't even really a Mets fan. He's just someone that bet on the game. So, it's different when you actually have people that care about the team, that know baseball, and actually are rooting for a team game in and game out and have been doing it for years and years and years, or someone that is just betting on the game. No credibility there, my guy. Top of the 7th inning, 6-5, New York lead. Next up is big dumper Cal Raleigh. Let's go, Cal. Get the job done. Top of the 7th inning. We're down by 1, and we need a rally. First pitch from Halsey to big dumper. Low and at the knees with the curveball. 1-0 count. Pitch from Helsley to big dumper, low and at the knees. 2 balls and no strikes to big dumper Cal Raleigh. Most in MLB history in a single season. Home runs by switch hitter Mickey Mantle with 54, 52. Cal's at 46, and there's a good chance he'll break that as well. Now, a little unusual, man. We're already in the 7th inning. No support. That's a damn shame, especially for how hard that we work here on the channel every single day. All it takes is one to get the next one going. 6-5, Mets lead here in the top of the 7th. MLB Network Global Broadcast. Helsley on the mound, big dumper in the box. Catcher running towards the pitcher there. Hell is going on here with New York. Let's go, Cal. $17 more to get the goal. We're almost there. Two-0 pitch, takes a strike looking right down the middle. 2 balls and 1 strike with nobody on and no outs. Top of the 7th inning, 6-5, New York lead. Gained another sub, 29 to go to get to 21,500. 2-1 pitch, low and at the knees. 3 balls and 1 strike to big dumper Cal Raleigh. 3-1 pitch, takes a strike looking right down the middle. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Cal Raleigh. Three-two pitch, fouled off right down the middle. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to big dumper Cal Raleigh. Top of the 7th inning, global broadcast on MLB Network. It's been a home run party so far. Mets up by 1. Terrible outing by Manea and Luis Castillo. And hopefully, our bullpen will be a little bit better than New York here late. And we're still going to need the bats to be able to come alive if we have a chance. Down by a run. But again, we don't know how many more the Mets will score before this one is over. 2-2, and big dumper with the 3-2 pitch, and a nice base knock, rounding first and safe at second. Nice job by Cal Raleigh with the double. Nice job by Cal, hustling there. That's my boy. Nice job by Cal. I see you, Big Dumper. Next up is Julio Rodriguez. First pitch from Hosling to Julio. Takes a strike looking right down the middle, 0-1 count. See if we can get an RBI by Julio to get it to be 6-6, or if he homers, we can take the lead and be up 7-6. 0-1 pitch, fouled off right down the middle. No balls and 2 strikes to Julio Rodriguez. Well, it doesn't cost anything to subscribe, so. Gained another sub, 28 to go. 28 to 21,500. No balls and 2 strikes to J-Rod Julio Rodriguez. 0-2 pitch, big swing and a miss, and down goes Julio, and that is 2 away. Next up, 0 for 2 with 2 Ks, and that seems like it's been kind of a regular thing lately for Gino. Come on, baby, good vibes only. You know, we ended up getting those good vibes initially when you signed with the team, but again, your defense has been pretty good at third base. But again, other than defense, we need that bat to come alive. Come on, Gino. We need you to be an all-around player, defense as well as in the box. Let's go. First pitch, fouled off high and away from Helsley. 0-1 count. Oh, 1 pitch, takes a strike swinging, high and away, low and away. No balls and 2 strikes to Eugenio Suarez. Come on, Gino, good vibes only, baby. Let's go. Oh, 2 pitch, fouled off, low and at the knees. No balls and 2 strikes to Eugenio Suarez. Oh, 2 pitch, fouled off, low and at the knees. No balls and 2 strikes to Eugenio Suarez. Come on, Gino. Top of the 7th, 6-5, Mets lead. Definitely been a game of a lot of home runs and RBIs. Not really, I don't think, what we were initially expecting. But again, every once in a while, it's kind of nice to have a game like this if your team ends up on top. 0-2 pitch. Here we go, baby. And Gino, go, go, go. And that is a double, scoring Cal Raleigh. And there it is, baby. For all the people that got frustrated with Gino as of late, including myself, he finally comes up with a big play. And with Naylor out of the lineup, I kind of had a feeling it would be today. And there it is. Big RBI double by Gino, scoring Cal. And we're knotted up at 6. And we have all the momentum. Let's go. Next up, right fielder Dominic Canzone. Got to win this game, baby. Nice job by Gino. Good vibes only. Hell yeah. Nice job by Gino. I mean, it's one thing to be able to get a single, but to be able to get a double and bring a run in, that's huge. Yeah, I think so too. I definitely think, the better that Cal does and the better that the Mariners do, the more exposure that we're going to get, since I'm really the only one that does every single game in and game out throughout the season. And I've been doing it for years. So it's not like this is my first year doing the Mariners. I mean, I've been doing this channel for 14 years. This is my 9th year on YouTube. So obviously next year will be, or 13 years this year, 9th year on YouTube. Next year will be 14 years streaming, 10 on YouTube. And I mean, if we can end up making, the ALDS, ALCS, and somehow, some way, if we were able to make a World Series, this year, it definitely could catapult us into another category, which I'm hoping for. There we go. I appreciate you. Trident's up. Sunshine, $5 holla. Thank you for getting us started. And it's not when you get started early, it's how you finish. Stacks, racks with a little Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. Thank you so much. We're at 5.95 to go. And remember, every dollar counts. When I stream tomorrow, obviously all the donos that we get will go towards my pop because it's her birthday tomorrow. Love of my life, and obviously saved my life. That's for damn sure. And she's turning 4 tomorrow. So definitely want to be able to treat her, with some gifts, through Petco, with some, new balls, ropes, bones, or toys and whatnot, treats. So anything that we end up getting, obviously, today and tomorrow will go towards her. And again, hopefully we can get the dub here today and hopefully win 2 out of 3 against the Mets. If we win the first 2, then obviously we'll be going for the sweep. Appreciate you very, very much. We're at 5.95 to go. And if there's anything that you want to see photo-wise of your favorite player, let me know, and I can throw up a HD 4K photo or 2 of your favorite player if you want. Next up is Dominic Canzone. And again, I don't know when the last time we had a matchup where it's been kind of a slugfest back and forth where pitching wasn't good from Castillo and Minaya, but a 6-6 game is pretty exciting as long as you're the team that wins. When you lose, it's heartbreaking. 0-1 pitch, high and away. 1 ball and 1 strike from Rayleigh to Canzone. Come on, Dom. One pitch. Here we go. And Dominic Canzone with a beautiful hit right up the middle. A single to center. And Gino hustling from third and safe. And the Mariners take the lead. Here we go. That's what I'm talking about. There we go. Never count us out. Stacks, racks, with a little Cactus Jack, bang, bang. David with a 5er, appreciate you. Now we're at 10, 90 to go to hit the goal. And all it takes is that first person to get it started, and it leads to another almost immediately. Thank you so much. I appreciate the 2 of you. Top of the 7th, 7-6, Mariner lead with a runner at first and 1 out. Rayleigh on the mound, Mitch Garver in the box. Yeah, I appreciate that. Again, there's not a lot of people that are very good, at calling baseball games. I feel it is one of the hardest things to do. It's much easier to call like a football game rather than baseball. You really need to be on it, but it's about giving you the full experience, here, and also making it fun, but also learning something with the stats and the analytics, not just for the Mariners, but for the opposing team that we're playing throughout the year. 0-1 pitch, low and at the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike to Mitch Garver. Now, unfortunately, she's a little under the weather today. She woke me up at like 5 in the morning, and then I had to go take her out. And, I can usually tell if her stomach is upset or if she's not feeling well. And we've had a heat wave of like 4 or 5 days of 100, and it finally started to cool down. But, I don't want her to be sick on her birthday. But right now, I can tell her stomach is a little upset and whatnot. Because normally when I'm working, she'll just sleep or stay in the room or sleep on the bed or the couch, and she's good to go. But like right now, she's underneath the desk, like next to my legs, and she's been whining a little bit. We've given some water and food. I've taken her out during the broadcast like 3 times to use the restroom and whatnot, but she seems like she's still not okay until this game is over, and I'll take her for a long walk as Garver gets walked on a 3-1 pitch. Here we go. I hate to see my pup not feeling well. Nice job by Mitch Garver having himself a good day here. Next up, 1 for 3 with a run, Donovan Solano. So this is the most recent photo of my pup. And again, I've had her since she was 6 weeks old. And, to be a dad, for her, a dog father, so it takes a lot of energy and effort. And, to be able to walk, her 3 times a day, 5 miles a day, every day for 2 years straight. Like I literally never thought in my life I would be able to exercise, for an hour and a half, 7 days a week, and not missing a day for 2 years straight. It definitely has allowed me to lose a lot of weight, and obviously it's keeping her in shape, but it's definitely one of those things that you have to make sure that you love to the fullest level, and understanding that, her needs come before my own. And, I want to make sure that she has a great life. For every one day that we live, a dog, that's about a week worth of time. So if you have that perspective, that one day that we're alive is like a week for a dog, you think that you would act a little bit more, loving, and being a little bit more caring and a little bit more understanding. And I feel like most, parents that have dogs or pups, they don't really realize that. They know that they don't live that long, but again, you want to make sure you're doing everything you can. 0-1 pitch in play. Solano hit deep, double to left, off the wall. Oh, baby, go, go, go. And that brings in another. Let's go. 8-6 Mariners. Let's go, baby. All day with a fiver. And it shows you all it takes is that first dono to get the dono train started. And then the Mariners start playing better. Coincidence? I think not. Stacks on stacks with a little Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Stacks, racks with a little Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. Thank you so much. I could show you some photos of what she looked like when she was a baby. Cutest thing ever. But it takes a lot of work, when you end up having, like an American Staffordshire Terrier, a Staffy, or a Pitty, or a mix. You have to exercise and you have to let them be outside. You have to put in the work, otherwise they're not going to be happy, and they'll start tearing things up in the house and, being destructive. So, it definitely has made a huge difference in my life. For my mental health, I haven't really had a bad day in a couple of years. And, she is the main reason that this channel is having the success that we're having on a daily basis. First pitch to JP Crawford, high and away, 1-0 count. 8-6 Mariners, top of the seventh with runners at second and third and one out. And we're getting the meltdown that we needed. 1-0 pitch, takes a strike looking right down the middle. 1 ball and 1 strike to JP Crawford. 1-1 pitch, fouled off high and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes with runners at second and third and one out, with a 8-6 lead now for Seattle. What a game. And down goes JP, and that is 2 away. It's okay, JP. Big swing and a miss. 2 away. Let's see if Cole Young can get an RBI single or an RBI double here. He was already able to do it early in the game. And just like that, with the game going back and forth, Mariners retake the lead, and now we're up 8-6. Beautiful. Reflect with a 3 here. Appreciate you. Every dollar counts. Stacks. Racks with a little Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. Thank you so much. One 1-0 pitch. Takes a strike looking high and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike to Cole Young. Top of the seventh with a 2-run lead with runners at second and third. Let's see if we can get maybe one more run before this rally with 2 outs ends. Come on, Cole. What a comeback. One pitch. Here we go. Cole Young does it, baby. Yes. Double to right. Garver scores. Dylan Moore scores. 10-6 Mariners. Let's go. Let's go. Beautiful day for Cole Young. Wow. Let's get it, baby. And again, when things weren't looking too good early on, we were definitely giving up home runs and RBIs, but it shows you this Mariner team is built different. Let's go. Flying Monk with a 10er. Appreciate you. There we go. Appreciate you. And like I said, everything that we end up getting today and tomorrow will go towards her birthday. And, again, I want to make sure that, she ends up having a good one. Stacks, racks with a little cactus jack, bang, bang. And, we've had some vehicle issues here, obviously in the household and whatnot. And I had to end up getting food delivered instead of actually going to the location. And I was a little nervous ordering through like Petco, and their delivery service is through like DoorDash. So you never know if you're going to get someone that actually is paying attention to DoorDash or not. But luckily I got the right food that I needed, because obviously it's a specific type, and dog food isn't cheap. Like I said, for one bag it's like $80 or more. So every single dollar will go towards things like that, taking care of my pup, making sure that she's healthy, that she has what she needs, and also the basic things like the internet bill and the streaming fee, so that way we can continue doing this every day and I can continue doing my dream. Captain with a $5, appreciate you. Stacks, racks with the little cactus jack, bang, bang. Let's go. Stanek, the former Mariner, coming in, huh? First pitch to Randy Arozarena, high and inside, 1-0 count. One 0 pitch, low and away. 2 balls and no strikes to Randy Arozarena. 2-0 pitch, takes a strike swinging, high and inside. 2 balls and 1 strike from Stanek to Arozarena. And thankfully, we don't have Stanek on our team anymore. He had some moments where he did okay, but then kind of had a meltdown towards the end before we let him go. And I know initially when he first came up with New York, he was continuing to have meltdowns, but that was quite a long time ago. 2-1 pitch in play, and Arozarena grounds out to second, and that is out number 3, but not after the Mariners go off for 5 runs in the 7th. And now we have 10 runs, 13 hits. And again, to start off the game, on a good note, scoring runs in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd inning, nothing in the 4th and the 5th, and then getting runs in the 6th and the 7th. And that's how you come back. And you find a way to be able to, flex, on a team that's lost 9 out of 10. And again, I was thinking, if we were playing the Mets at the beginning of the year, we could possibly have gotten swept or maybe only won 1 game, and I know it's going to be difficult, but if we can find a way to hang on to this game and win tomorrow, we might be able to sweep this team. But again, it's not going to be easy. They have a lot of power in the bats, and really it depends if we're going to have outings like Castillo had, or if we're going to be better with our starters in the next couple days. Let's go, baby. Compton Winery picks for Flying Monk. Try to get those at some point. Go to the bottom of the 7th inning. 10-6 lead. Let's go, baby. And Paisley thanks every single one of you that will donate to the cause to make sure that she has a absolutely fantastic today and tomorrow. And she's a little under the weather today. I'm hoping by tomorrow, she won't have any stomach issues or issues of not feeling well. I can always tell with her body language and the way that she acts if she's okay or not, and right now she's not like throwing up or having to go to the bathroom every 5 minutes. But again, she did wake me up super early today to, go to the bathroom, and she's been a little stomach has been a little uneasy lately, and it's not like I feed her anything that she's not. It's pretty much like blueberries, strawberries, watermelon when we have it once in a while, and then just dog food. I don't really give her anything else besides that. So hopefully she'll be okay. I don't know if she's just dehydrated or what, but the heat wave is over, but still maybe some lingering effects. First pitch to Soto, and popped up. Gino is there at third, and that is one away. Always good when we can get Soto out early. Nice job by Eugenio Suarez with the defense at third. One out. Bottom of the seventh with a 4-run lead, 10-6 Mariners. Next up is left fielder Brandon Nimmo. I know, honey. I'm so sorry that you're not feeling well. First pitch from Gabe Spire to Nimmo. High and away, 1-0 count. I mean, this is the best team that we've had top to bottom since 2001. And we may be able to go deeper, obviously, than we did in 2001 when we lost to the Yankees. And, this is a World Series contending team. We just need to make sure that, if we have a chance to upgrade the roster, keeping Dylan Moore on the roster is highly questionable. And this is someone that shouldn't be on the roster. I can think of about 5 or 6 guys in AAA that would be better, but also it depends on the position, that we're looking for and needing for. And, I get it. He's a utility guy and he can play, many positions, second, short, third, center, left and right. But again, if you can't catch a foul ball and you can't get a hit, what are we doing? And again, obviously Logan Evans is on the IL. They just sent Mastrobuoni down to AAA. We know we're going to be getting, Bryce Miller back shortly and Victor Robles in a few weeks. And when that happens, we'll definitely be able to turn the corner. But, it definitely makes you wonder why certain guys are on the team. And obviously Garver stepped up today with the home run, but obviously Harry Ford, in most people's opinions, would be better than Garv at this point. 2-2 pitch, big swing and a miss for Nimmo, and that is 2 away. And again, you have other individuals, that aren't really talked about very much, like Leo Rivas, who could end up being a piece that could help us win. Mastrobuoni sitting there in AAA, and it's kind of frustrating, but again, once we get Victor Robles back, obviously that means Dominic Canzone is no longer in right field. He'll either get sent down to AAA or fight for a DH spot with Polo and Luke Raley, but hopefully we can figure out the right lineup. But Dylan Moore, Carlos Vargas, Mitch Garver, these are some guys that could be upgraded, but obviously at this point, it doesn't look like they're going to be doing that anytime soon. And it's really mind-boggling, the whole Dylan Moore situation. First pitch to Pete Alonso from Gabe Spire. Takes a strike looking, high and inside, 0-1 count. Got to limit the damage here on the polar bear. And for Dylan Moore, since May 28th, he's 2 for 62, right? 36 Ks, 2 for 62. And the last time he did anything, he hit a home run on the 4th of July at T-Mobile when I was there against the Pirates. But again, if you're that shitty, why is he still on the team? 2 for 62? Really? I mean, you might as well bring up Leody Taveras or, any of these other guys that could actually help us win. Even if we have Gino at third, you could even put Ben Williamson at DH, and get some kind of production, but not really sure what they're thinking, but definitely the worst player on the team. And I don't see him getting any better. With Donovan Solano, he struggled at the beginning of the year and he's gotten better. Dylan was good at the beginning of the year with those 8 home runs, but in the last 3 months, he's been by far the worst player, right there with Vargas, but maybe even worse than Vargas if that's even possible. 1-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss, and down goes the polar bear. Nice job by Gabe Spire. We like that, baby. And that is the end of the 7th inning, and it feels like we have all the momentum. Paisley, even though she's moaning and not in the really good place, she's doing her best. She's waiting for Dad to finish, and hopefully I'll be able to take her for a long walk, and she'll feel a little bit better. Nice job by Gabe Spire. Paisley Pup approves. Mariner Moose approves as well. 10-6, Seattle. Let's see who's up next here for the Mariners. Next up for the Mariners, with a big 2-run blast. Great day today, 2 for 4 with 2 runs and 2 RBIs. It's the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Batting second, 1 for 4 with an RBI and 3 Ks. He's got the most home runs since July 11th for the American League. Julio Rodriguez. Keep it up, Julio. You've been fantastic after the All-Star break, but nobody's really surprised. You're a 300 hitter plus every single year since your rookie year, 2022, 2023, 2024, and this year. We just got to figure out how to get you started earlier in the season so you can have a complete year and go 30-30 or 40-40 with home runs and stolen bags, and hopefully we'll get that at some point. And batting third baseman, got that big RBI. Feels like he's getting off the schneid a little bit. Eugenio Suarez, good vibes only. Trying to see if I can find something for this Compton winery. There's not a whole lot available for me to use. This is really the only thing that I could come up with that was going to format there for the Compton winery there. I believe that's in Washington. So first pitch from Montas to Big Dumper. And hopefully Frankie will be having a meltdown here. First pitch high and away. Fouled off. 0-1 count. Yeah, out of the 62 attempts, he's 2 for 62 with 1 home run, and he's got 36 Ks out of 62 at bats. I mean, there's, again, think about how many guys that we could have on the team. If you actually look at our Tacoma Rainiers AAA squad, they might be able to compete with some MLB squads, like the shitty ones. Like if you actually look at that roster right now with Bryce Miller and Victor Robles on it, but then look at Ben Williamson, Leody Taveras, and Leo Rivas, and you start looking at all the players that are on there, it's solid. It's probably the best AAA team we've had in a long, long time, especially with a few guys that are getting ready to come back to the team. And then they just sent down Miles Mastroboni as well, so it's like that team is fucking loaded. Not only are they going to be able to beat teams in AAA, hell, they might even be able to beat a few of the shitty teams in MLB based on the talent that they have on the roster. So if that's the case, why is Dylan Moore still on the team? I get it if you want to keep Vargas and you don't think that there's anybody better in AAA that you can bring up. And obviously the pitching from AAA hasn't been the greatest. Bringing guys up like Luis F. Castillo, that was kind of a nightmare. And we've seen starters and bullpen guys be kind of up and down. But again, if we want to be able to try to get to a World Series and truly be a World Series contender, we need to start, getting this roster deep enough to be able to make this deep run. 2-2 pitch. And all the way to the wall. Go, go, go. And a beautiful double by Cal Raleigh and a blunder in the outfield there by the Mets. What was that? That should have been the easy routine play. And again, some issues out there with Juan Soto and company. And obviously Juan has never really been known to be the greatest, defender in the outfield. And a great job by Big Dumper on getting a double right there. Let's go. Next up is Julio Rodriguez. Top of the 8th, 10-6, Seattle lead. But I keep up with everything that's going on, single A, high A, double A, triple A. And really the only person that I think that really follows it to the level that I do is probably Reflect in the building. And, I try to watch, some of the games. I try to definitely watch the highlights. I'm always looking at, the final line to see how each guy is doing. I'm always picking stats, to see how things are going. And, I don't know if it's the only thing that I can come to is that there's some type of loyalty. There's some type of underlining crazy loyalty to Dylan Moore. Like he's got some kind of in with the owner, with the GM. There's some type of connection there, to either Dan Wilson, the GM, DePoto, the owner. There's something there, that's holding him on the team. Because if it's based off stats alone, I mean, if we were able to get rid of Leody Taveras and Rowdy Tellez and we're sending guys down like Mastroboni, who deserves to be on the team, why? I mean, I get it. Only certain guys can play certain positions. Ben Williamson plays third base. The only thing else he could play is DH. So there's a reason why, certain guys are on the team and certain guys are still in AAA. They may only be able to play like one position. And yeah, I get it. Dylan can play multiple, but he's not good. He can't hit and he can't even catch a foul ball. So if you're a liability on offense and defense, why are you still on the team? It's mind-boggling, but we'll see if they end up cutting him at some point. And obviously with Victor Robles coming up, maybe that will be finally the time that they get rid of him and send him down to AAA for Robles. But hell, I hope it's sooner than that because we might not get Robles until the beginning of September, last week of August. 1-2 pitch, low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Frankie Montas to Julio Rodriguez. Top of the 8th, 10-6 Seattle lead. Married to the owner's daughter. I mean, it kind of feels like it's something like that, I don't know what the hell is, keeping him on the team, and again, it's like, there's one thing on like cutting a guy, and there's another thing sending a guy to AAA if we're allowed to do that based off the contract and what can happen and whatnot. But I mean, there's probably at least 6 guys in AAA right now that could be so much more productive, than Dylan Moore. All the way back to the wall, and Juan Soto doesn't know how to field. Embarrassing. And Julio Rodriguez getting in there with a double, baby. And that's another RBI double. Cal comes home. And again, thank God we have a guy like Julio Rodriguez in center field, not Juan Soto. Can you imagine paying $1 billion for a guy that can't even catch in right field? Oh my. Let's go. Keep hitting it to Juan Soto. He can't catch. See if Gino can hit one towards him as well. Nice job by Cal with the double. Nice job by Julio with the double. And just like that, our dynamic duo, our Jordan and Pippen, 11-6 Seattle. Best case scenario here, we can get Gino to go yard, 13-6, or if he can get a double as well. Let's go. We needed this too. We got ripped off on back-to-back rain games, and we're 0-5 in 2025. And it's one thing to lose one game in a series to a rain delay, but that was some fucking bullshit in back-to-back games, and this one feels good. It'll make us kind of forget what happened there in Baltimore, and we can kind of look forward. And especially if we can end up winning 2 out of 3 against New York or sweeping them, that could get us back on the right track that we need to. 1-1 pitch. In play, and Gino pops out to the catcher, and that is 1 away. Yeah, getting the Stros to lose would be great too. Next up is right fielder Dominic Canzone. 1 for 4 with a run, RBI, and a K. I mean, I just want to be able to see us play small ball. I want us to bunt. I want us to be able to steal bags. I want us to play unselfishly, and again, we want to make sure we're having the best players. First pitch, and Canzone flies out into left field, and that is 2 away. But I mean, again, Ben Williamson, Leo Rivas, again, we know that Bryce Miller will be coming up pretty soon, and someone else will be moving down, and we're going to have to figure out who's going to be the DH as well. Is it Dominic Canzone? Is it Luke Raley? Is it Jorge Polanco? Is it the hot hand? Again, there's only going to be so many spots and so much room. And again, we're going to have one of the deepest, teams in MLB with our AAA squad, our farm system, and what we have obviously on the starters and the bench guys. We just need to get the right combination if we really are wanting to make a serious run at this. First pitch from Montas to Garver, takes a strike looking high and inside, 0-1 count. Top of the 8th, 11-6 Mariner lead, and I fucking love it. Well, we have problems with rain delays is because we never have one. Rain delays don't exist in Seattle because we're not fucking stupid. We create a fucking stadium that has a roof that's retractable, and a lot of these other places, they, didn't, it's like if you're going to have rain, sleet, snow, hail, more than not, a good chunk of the year, why wouldn't you, this isn't football, you want to make sure that you have an ability to cover it. If it's not just a dome, have something being retractable. And I get it. Some of these stadiums have been around for a long, long time. And it costs billions of dollars to make a renovation or to blow it up and to make a new one. But, at the time that they were making it, like they wouldn't have thought, hey, we live in Chicago. Oh, we're in Baltimore. Maybe we should have a roof or a retractable roof with the shitty weather. But, we haven't been able to figure out how to win with a rain delay. And we haven't been able to win with obviously Logan Evans on the road, but now he's on the IL, so we won't have to worry about that. 1-2 pitch, and that is out, number 3. All right, let's go to the bottom of the 8th inning with a nice 5-run lead. And as long as we don't have an epic meltdown, we should be good to go. See if I can find anything else there for this winery. I'm not sure if I can find anything else. Let's take a peek. And the only thing that I could really find is a tasting room photo for Flying Monk here. And obviously, Flying Monk is a big wine guy. But this was the only thing that obviously that would format and come in, but at least you get to see kind of the tasting room and what they have available there. Appreciate you. Shout out to all the people that liked, subbed, donated, commented, and shared. My pup is sick, not really feeling well. I've had to get up out of the broadcast, like 3-4 times already, which has kind of disturbed a little bit of the flow early in the game, but looks like she's starting to feel somewhat better. And then we went on a big fucking rally there late. So every dono that we end up getting will go towards her birthday presents today and tomorrow. Her birthday is officially tomorrow. So I want to try to be able to get her as much as I can. And, I ended up just dropping over $80 on her dog food today. So anything that would be given would be greatly appreciated. And we've gained a few more subs. 27 to go to get to 21,500. No, I'm not going to be doing any of the NFL preseason games. I'll be watching them, obviously, after I'm done working and whatnot, but I'm not going to be doing any live streams for NFL until we get into NFL season. We'll be doing college football as well as, the NFL. And then obviously once baseball's wrapped up, we'll be able to focus on those two things. And then once NFL and college football are over, then we'll do a little bit of NBA, Blazers, Kraken for, obviously NHL, a little bit of NASCAR Cup Series or Xfinity or Truck Series, something of that nature. And then obviously we're doing those things as we're waiting for baseball to get going again. But when it's baseball season, we're doing Mariners. When it's football season, we'll end up doing, Monday night, Thursday night, Sunday night, Buccaneers, Seahawks, all of those different teams, as well as Ducks. And I'll probably end up doing some Huskies as well. Definitely the sleeper team, I feel, here this year that no one is talking about. Don't be surprised if the Huskies end up being a lot better than people think. And we obviously know the Ducks have been pretty good as well lately, and we'll see how they end up doing representing the Big Ten, obviously, this year. So 0-1 pitch in play, and McNeil with a big single up the middle. Reflect with an $80 dono supporting the cause for me and Paisley Pup. Thank you so much. Stacked. Rax with a little Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. Thank you so much. Your generosity is unmatched, and I appreciate it. And again, Paisley has really changed my life for the better. When you have depression or you have anxiety and you're hanging around the wrong people, sometimes, that could really weigh on a person, and again, you want to make sure that you want to be here and you want to be a positive influence. And I can tell you after, separating myself from a lot of negative people and being able to take care of Paisley and, change my diet and exercise and pretty much give my all to her and you guys, my life is definitely turned around for the better. And I definitely have you guys to thank for that, as well as the Paisley Pup. First pitch to Vientos, takes a strike swinging, high and inside, 0-1 count. Yes, first baseball player in MLB to get the 100 ribbies. And again, there will be a few that will hit that number, but Cal obviously having a AL MVP season, which he should be able to get the award this year. Jackson Kowar on the mound, Vientos in the box. 0-1 pitch, fouled off high and away. No balls and 2 strikes to Vientos. O2 pitch, big swing and a miss. Down goes Vientos, and that is 1 away. There we go. Next up, the former Oriole center fielder, Cedric Mullins. And again, it always makes me nervous when we bring guys in, like Caleb Ferguson or Jackson Kowar, but, as long as they don't give up too much. First pitch to Mullins, and he crushes it for a double, and McNeil hustling all the way to third, safe. And now we got runners at second and third and 1 out. Come on, Mariners. Got to find a way to win this game. Don't let them back in it. And anyone that, has a cat, a kitten, a puppy, or a dog, you guys will understand. And I feel like, you see a lot of people that will make posts, about their dog or their cat. And if you don't have one, you will never understand what it means until a pet chooses you. And then once that happens, and you have like your soul dog or your soul cat, it really does change your life for the better. And again, at that point, it's up to the responsibility of the owner to give it all the love and the care, considering that they only live, usually 10 to 15 years, sometimes even less. So for every 1 day that we're alive is like a week for her. So with that understanding, I give my all to her every single day. That way that I know that there's not 1 day of regret that I'm going to have, when that, day comes where, me and her are not going to be together. So, it gets me kind of emotional even thinking about the day of, her not being around. So, I want to make sure that we have great memories built together. Bottom of the 8th, 11-6 Seattle. Runners at second and third. Kowar on the mound and Alvarez in the box. 0-1 pitch, low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike to Francisco Alvarez. He's in the 8th hole catching today and 1 for 3. 1-2 pitch. Back. See ya. And there it is. You can't rely on guys like Jackson Kowar. Gives up a big 3-run blast. And just like that, the Mets are back in it. What a crazy game. You can't allow Alvarez to homer late. Come on. This team has lost 9 out of the last 10. And, and again, I know that our bullpen is probably a little tired, but I'm not sure the, specific rotation that we used today, was the right one. We went Castillo, Bizzardo, Ferguson, Spire, Kowar. I don't think that's the right order. And obviously, when you don't put the right guys in at the right time, then shit like this happens. And luckily, we scored 11 today. Could you imagine if we scored only 5 or less? Yeah, no chance. So we have to be super blessed at this point that we scored 11, but it may not be enough, based on how Kowar and whoever else comes in. Hopefully we can hang on. I mean, I don't care if we only win by 1, but we need to win this game, period. But unacceptable by the bullpen, and again, why are we pitching with these guys? And again, let Bizzardo pitch longer, if he's doing well. If Gabe's doing well, let him pitch longer, instead of having a guy, that you don't really trust come in and hope, that they do well just because we have a lead. Now we get a pitching change. A little too late for that, Dan Woodworth. On. Again, at least we have a 2-run lead, but, doesn't really feel like fully comfortable. Like it still feels like we're going to win because it feels like the bats are going to continue to grind it out. But again, it shows you all it takes is 1 meltdown, 1 or 2 bad pitches, and then, a team can come back. And that's a damn shame, but I'm happy that we got to 11. But, the thing that makes me a little nervous, what happens with the Mariners typically, not all the time, but what happens with the Mariners typically when we go off? The next game, we get nothing. We score 1 to 3 runs. And hopefully, since the Mets have been reeling, losing 9 out of the last 10, hopefully this will be a series like the Tigers, where we played them right before the All-Star break, where we put up like 35, right? And we swept them. on the road. I'm not saying that that's going to happen in this series, but I'm hoping it's something like that, not 11 runs today and then we get a 0 or 1 tomorrow. And hopefully we get Naylor in the lineup tomorrow as well. He's got an illness, which is either a cold, a flu, or COVID or whatever, but hopefully he had shoulder soreness where he ended up missing a game, about a week ago, came back. Now, obviously, he's under the weather, maybe a flu, a cold, COVID, who knows, and hopefully he'll be back tomorrow. But, I really feel that we're going to need Naylor, tomorrow and on Sunday to give us a chance, because we just really don't know, how the pitching is going to be and how active the bats are going to be. The likelihood of us scoring 10 runs or more 3 games in a row, can it happen? Yeah. Has it happened? Yeah. But will it happen? I don't know. We'll see. And we gained another sub. And I can already tell, Paisley's not really herself, because normally she's never here, next to me, while I'm working, and again, I just want to make sure that she's okay. I don't know. It's one of those things. I know sometimes you guys probably can relate, where it's holidays and then you get sick, or maybe you've been sick on your birthday in the past and sometimes it keeps happening for whatever reason. You'll have a certain day where sometimes you'll be under the weather or bad shit happens, but I don't want her to be sick on her birthday if I can prevent it. 0-1 pitch, fouled off, low and away. No balls and 2 strikes from Brash to Mauricio. And Brash has been very shaky as of late. Blew a game for us in his last start. So hopefully we get the good Brash and not the bad Brash. But again, every single one of our great players in the pen has not really been that consistent as of late. Great at the beginning of the year, but lately have been a little shaky. And down goes Ronnie. There you go, Brash. And that is 2 away. Thank God. On the 0-2 pitch, we'll take that. And that is strike 3 looking. Beautiful. Next up, 3 for 4 with 2 home runs, Francisco Lindor. And don't you dare think about hitting the 3rd home run of the game. Come on, Brash. But again, Brash, Bizzardo, Spire, Munoz, have been electric at times this year. But as of late, a lot of them have been a little bit of a liability. So 1-1 pitch, fouled off, low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Brash to Lindor. Yeah, but this will definitely be one to, either watch a replay or, check out a highlight package for sure. We gained another sub. 25 now to go to 21,500. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 150 likes. Obviously, on the Dono train, we've got some good support, starting with Pacific Sunshine getting us going. And then obviously David Parker all day. D-Man, Reflect, Captain, Reflect, and Flying Monk. Appreciate you guys very much. I mean, considering that we were at 0 in the 7th inning and then we were able to finally get some support. So it really does show you it's not how you start, it's how you finish. 2-2 pitch. Fouled off, low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Brash to Lindor. Now, I haven't given her any watermelon lately. I mean, we both have gotten sick off watermelon last year, where we ended up having watermelon that was going bad, and me and her both got sick for a couple days to wait for it to kind of go through our system and whatnot. But, we haven't been sick by any watermelon this year. So usually it's just blueberries, strawberries, maybe banana, and just her regular Nutro lamb and brown rice, dog food. I usually don't give her, regular human food or anything like that. I'm pretty particular on her diet and exercise routine. So 2-2 pitch, fouled off, high and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Francisco Lindor. Come on, Brash. 2-2 pitch, and Lindor fouls out to third. Gino is there, and that is out number 3. There we go. End of the 8th inning, 11-9, Seattle lead. And for just good measure, hopefully we can end up getting 1 more run for some insurance. See who's up here in the top of the ninth. Top of the ninth, 0 for 0. A guy that hasn't got a hit since the 4th of July. Home run in that particular game. Don't know why he's on the team. 2 for 62 since May 28th. 36 Ks, Dylan Moore. And, you would hope at some point he'll be able to do something positive, but, your guess is as good as mine. Next up, 0 for 4 with 2 Ks. JP Crawford. Come on, JP, go 1 for 5. And Cole Young with one of his best games of the year, 3 for 4. Multiple RBIs. And let's see what we can get here with these last 3. Don't hold your breath with Dylan Moore, so we'll see what we get here. First pitch from Frankie Montas to Dylan Moore. Takes a strike looking right down the middle. And I don't think I've seen someone get out on 3 pitches more than Dylan Moore. Strike looking, strike swinging, or, taking 3 strikes, fouling maybe one of them off. But, most of his outs are on 3 or 4 pitches. So, it'll be a miracle if we can get anything out of him. And the crazy thing is, it's like he's got 9 home runs. He had 8 at the beginning of the year when Polo had 9 in April, batting 350 to 450. That's when Dylan and Polo were great. But then since then, he's only hit 1 home run, and that was on the 4th of July. And he's been absolutely terrible. Also, defending and out in the outfield. It's one thing to be bad in the box and at least be good in the outfield, but he can't even catch in the outfield either. 1-2 pitch, low and at the knees. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Dylan Moore. Come on, Dylan. Two pitch, low and away. And this might be the first 3-2 count I've seen out of Dylan Moore in like 3 months. And I'm not even lying. Like, if we can even get a walk out of Dylan Moore, or if he gets plunked, that would be just as good as anything at this point since he's been striking out left and right. 3-2 pitch, fouled off right down the middle. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Dylan Moore. And he's about to be on his 7th pitch in his at-bat, and I can't even tell you the last time Dylan Moore had a 7-pitch at-bat. It's been a long fucking time. Come on, Dylan. Take the walk. If he gets plunked and not injured, we don't mind that either. If you get hit by a pitch, as long as it doesn't hurt you. 3-2 pitch. And look at Dylan Moore. Unbelievable. He finally gets off the schneid and gets a double. You got to be shitting me. Unbelievable. Well, there you go. Even guys that stink like Dylan Moore gets one to get all the way off the wall, and he gets a stand-up double. Nice job, Dylan. I don't know if it's because we threw up 2 photos and whatnot, but for the worst player on the team to get a double, I imagine that feels really fucking good. Nice job, Dylan. You don't deserve to be on the team. But again, nice job being able to get off the schneid. Now let's see if we can get JP off his mini schneid collapse, who's 0 for 4 today. Let's see if he can go 1 for 5. Let's go, JP. Things are going good when Dylan Moore is getting a fucking double. Let's go. Potts with a tour. Appreciate you. Stacks. Racks. With a little Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. Let's get that insurance, baby. We ain't talking Geico. Appreciate you. First pitch from Montas to JP. Takes a strike looking. 0-1 count. Well, this would be the game to do it too. When we have a lead and it's not like the pressure is on for him to get a single, double, or home run. Like, if he does something, great. If he doesn't, it's not a big deal. But obviously with us being up by 2 in the 9th, no pressure. And just found a way to get a hit on Montas. So 0-1 pitch in play. And Crawford flies out to right in a very unusual 0 for 5 day out of JP. And we probably won't see that tomorrow or on Sunday. Still love you, JP. And I think this 8-hole roll is perfect for you. Next up, 3 for 4 with 3 ribbies. One of the best games of his young career, Cole Young. Let's see if Cole can have his first 4 for 5 day. It'll be like Ichiro all over again. Come on, Cole. First pitch from Montas to Cole Young. High and away with the slider, 1-0 count. 25 more subs to go to 21,500. We're at 120 on the dono, 80 more to go to get to 2. And what are we on the sub count? We already hit over 100, I believe, right? 1-0 pitch, takes a strike looking right down the middle. And we're at 127. We need 23 more likes to get to 150. And we got at least 120 people in the room that haven't hit the like button. So if we can get 22 people out of the 120, we'll be able to hit that 150 number. And that'll be the final number of the night since we're in the ninth. So hopefully we can get that. 1-1 pitch, low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike from Montas to Young. And I definitely want to be able to go on a victory walk with my pup, and hopefully we can get all of that food in her system that's bothering her stomach out, and hopefully she'll be okay. And I want to make sure I get her the best birthday as possible. So crazy, how a dog can change your life forever. And it's like, I had a dog growing up. I had a purebred Samoyed growing up that would pull me in a sled and whatnot, but it was more of a family dog, not like this, where this is like my daughter. This is like my soul dog, and it's a little bit different. 3-1 pitch, big swing and a miss to Cole Young. Count now is full from Montas. 3 balls and 2 strikes with the runner at second, Dylan Moore, believe it or not, with 1 out. Let's see if Cole Young can get another RBI. Top of the ninth, 11-9, Seattle lead, 3-2 pitch, and a good eye by Cole Young, and he takes a walk. There we go. Dylan Moore at second, Cole Young at first. Let's go. Next up is Randy Arozarena. Let's go, Randy. You didn't get a chance to homer, in that series versus your former team, the Tampa Bay Rays, and maybe we can get a little bit of magic out of Randy here. 3-run blast, RBI single, RBI double, just anything to be able to get maybe 1 more run on the board to give us that proper insurance, just in case. Two for 5 with 2 singles and 2 runs for Randy Arozarena. And again, if we can get 1 more run, obviously if we get more than 1, that'll be perfect, getting 2 or 3, but, beggars can't be choosers, so. Yeah, and again, Cole always was a better hitter than Ben Williamson, but Ben Williamson's defense was obviously better than Cole's, but even Cole's defense has gotten a little bit better, as the season has gone on with the experience in MLB, as Ben has had to go down to AAA, but, we'll see where it goes in the future. Gino's getting a little bit older, and it's, if we were going to choose between Gino and Naylor, we should choose Naylor, and that's pretty obvious. So Ben might be our third baseman, at some point next year, depending on what happens with Gino. 0-1 pitch, low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike to Randy Arozarena. What's good, brother? How are you? Stros losing 4-0, bottom of the 8th to Baltimore. Love that. 0-1 pitch, low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike to Randy Arozarena. 1-1 pitch, low and away with that sinker. 2 balls and 1 strike with runners at first and second and 1 out. Top of the 9th, 11-9, Seattle lead. Two-one pitch, takes a strike looking high and inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes with runners at first and second and 1 out. 11-9, Seattle lead. Yeah, I was a little concerned with the Orioles, playing the Stros. Obviously they won, 2 games on us with the rain delay, but I was hoping that momentum would carry over from beating the Mariners to beat the Stros, but I didn't know if that would actually happen. So far so good, and hopefully they can beat them up a little bit and we can get back closer to the standings and taking over first place sooner than later. 2-2 count. And Arozarena grounds out to a fielder's choice. Young is out at second and Moore to third. Now we got runners at first and third with 2 outs with Big Dumper in the box. Let's go. Let's go, Big Dumper. With one swing, we can have a 14-9 score. Let's go. Or even an RBI single, making it 12-9 could give us the win. So let's go, Big Dumper. Obviously had a big home run early in the matchup, right, to give us, home run number 46. He's in second place solely by himself. Johnny Bench is third at, obviously 45. The record is 48, and he's at 46, Cal Raleigh. So he's going to break the all-time home run record for a catcher. The real question is how many is he going to beat it by? 10 and get to 58? Or is he going to beat it by 12 and get to 60? Or is he going to get somewhere between 60 and 66? We don't really know with the amount of games that are left, but he'll have to definitely multi-homer a couple times to get to 60, you would think. First pitch, high and away with the cutter, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch, high and away, 2-0 count. And Arozarena steals second, safe. There we go. Now we got runners at second and third with 2 outs. Come on, Cal. And again, Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani can win the AL and NL MVP every year as long as they're healthy. But again, it'll be, ridiculous, if Cal doesn't win the AL MVP this year. Especially with the Mariners more than likely making the playoffs and having arguably one of the best teams in the American League and in the MLB overall. If we're going to get the love in the pub, that kind of is the formula on how to win an award, right? The team is good. You go to the playoffs. You're actually, kind of creating some hype for Cal Raleigh and the Seattle Mariners for the first time since 2022. And it feels good, for a team like us that has never been to a World Series. And we've only had like 4 good years out of the last 40. So this really feels good. 2-1 pitch, low and away. 3 balls and 1 strike with runners at second and third and 2 outs. 11-9 lead for Seattle, but we're looking for just a little bit more insurance with the Big Dumper. Yeah, so many doubles, Flying Monk. 3-1 pitch, and that is a walk. Now we got bases loaded. Oh, my. And we have the perfect person up next. And if it was at the beginning of the year, we would be like, no, we don't want this guy up because he's just going to get an 0-2 count and strike out, pop up, or ground out, right? But now we're like, yeah, this is the best hitter on the team lately besides Josh Naylor. Obviously has had the most home runs in the American League, since July 11th. And again, anytime you can hit 10, 11, 12, 13 home runs in about a month, you're doing something good. And we know Julio is a career 300 hitter after the All-Star break every single year in his career. We just need to get him up to speed in the first few months. And then we can start talking about 30-30, 40-40, or maybe even one day, if he ever can get it together for a full season, maybe even a 50-50 year, at some point. And down goes Julio with bases loaded. Was hoping that he was going to work the count, but no such luck, and that is out number 3. And again, we have been a little overly aggressive, and I get it. You want to be able to swing at the first pitch, and you want to be able to get that big home run, but a lot of times it ends up leading to a ground out or a pop-up like right there. And you hit it to the right guy. You hit it to Juan Soto, not a very good defender, but again, it wasn't over his head. It was right to him, and we leave 3 stranded, but hopefully being up by 2 will be enough for us to win. And then I would hope that they would be smart enough to bring in Munoz, and then Munoz is good, and he doesn't choke the game, and we can find a way to get a win here in game number 1. I mean, he hit it to the right guy. Soto is the one that you would want to hit it to, but just didn't have enough smoke on it. All right, let's see who's up next. Next up here in the bottom of the 9th, last chance for the Mets. 1 for 3 with a run, RBI, and a base on ball. Solo dinger, Juan Soto. Batting second, 1 for 4 with 2 Ks, left fielder Brandon Nimmo. And batting third, 0 for 4 with 2 Ks, the polar bear, Pete Alonso. Trident's up. Let's go M's. I still can't believe Dylan Moore got a fucking hit. That's wild. Even Paisley couldn't believe it. He said, Dylan Moore got a hit? He sure did. Gain 2 more subs. 23 to go. Gained 12 subs so far today. I'm glad that Montas had that meltdown, and then Andres Munoz coming in, baby. Let's go, Mooney. Oh, we like that, baby. Oh, baby, we like that. And it's been rare where we've won and they've lost. It seems like every time that we win, they would find a way to win as well. So we're not that far behind. You know, we've been inching closer and closer. So it's a good day to be a Mariner fan. And I honestly feel it's going to be really a lot of fun for the next 20 years. You know, there's going to be some World Series for the Seattle Mariners in the next 20. Hell, it could even be this year if we're lucky. First pitch, high and away from Munoz to Soto. 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch, low and away. And this doesn't look like the good Munoz. This looks like the shaky Munoz with the 2-0 count, not an 0-2. Come on, Mooney. 2-0 pitch, fouled off right down the middle. 2 balls and 1 strike to Juan Soto. Munoz on the mound, Soto in the box. 11-9 lead. We hit 150 likes. Good job captaining all day. Appreciate you guys. See if we can get to 160 or 175 before the stream is over or after the stream. 2 balls and 1 strike. 2-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. High and away for Juan Soto. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Munoz to Soto. Let's go, baby. Shut the door down. We need a good performance here. Come on, Mooney. Two-two pitch. High and inside. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Juan Soto. Come on, Mooney. Munoz on the mound. Soto in the box. Let him know, AJ. Bottom of the 9th, 11-9 Mariners. Probably one of the more, entertaining games in 2025. I mean, we had 7 runs combined within the first 3 innings. I can't remember the last time that happened with us. But again, it ended up being 20 runs combined at this point, and hopefully that's where it'll be. And down goes Soto. There we go, baby. 1 away. Next up is Brandon Nimmo. First pitch from Munoz to Nimmo. Takes a strike looking low and away. 0-1 count. Yeah, that pitch by Mooney was wicked on Soto. He had no chance. 0-1 pitch, fouled off, low and away. No balls and 2 strikes to Brandon Nimmo. And that's where I like to see Mooney in the count, 0-2. Great things happen with an 0-2 count. But we know both of these teams can rally with 2 outs, but obviously it feels like, this could be our game here. We've earned it, even though we ended up giving up that big 3-run blast late, which was unacceptable by Kolar. But, if you're going to be throwing guys in like Kolar and Ferguson, shit's going to happen once in a while. 0-2 pitch in play, grounds out to first, toe tap on the bag, and that is 2 away. And great job for us to be able to produce 11 runs with no Josh Naylor. Unbelievable. I was a little concerned when I saw Naylor on the injured list, even though it's day-to-day, and I was like, oh, God, no Naylor. But I had a feeling that, maybe Solano and Garver would play good today, and they did. All right, last potential batter for the Mariners, if we're lucky. 0 for 4 with 2 Ks. Will he go 0 for 5 like J.P. Crawford? I don't know. It's the polar bear, Pete Alonso. And anyone knows on any given moment, Alonso can homer or get a big RBI, single, double, triple. But hopefully we can end up ending his day here for an 0 for 5 day. Not often a guy that has almost 30 home runs going 0 for 5, but, we're on today. First pitch from Mooney to Alonso. Takes a strike looking low and in the zone. 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch in play and grounds out to second. Throw to first and got him. And that is it, baby. Let's go. Final score, Seattle Mariners 11, New York Mets 9. Paisley Pup on the eve of her birthday. She is happy. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. Let's go. And when the Mariners win, what do? We fucking dance. Mariners win. Mariners win. Mariners win. Fuck yeah. Let's go. We needed that after that back-to-back rain delay bullshit that we had in Baltimore. You know, we're 0 for 5 in rain delays, but there's no rain today, thank God, and we got the job done. Fuck yeah. I hear you, Paisley. Yes, I'll take you outside. Let's go, baby. What a game. Well, I appreciate you guys very, very much, but, you know, considering my pup is sick and her birthday is tomorrow, and I need to take her outside. I've already had to kind of leave the broadcast 3 or 4 times early in the first 6 innings just to kind of see if she would, you know, go to the bathroom or if she was okay. And she's looking at me right now, so I know that she probably needs to be able to go on a victory walk, and we'll be both smiling as we go throughout the neighborhood saying Trident's up, go M's, and we get the big victory, 11-9. Shout out to all the individuals that stepped up on the dono train for Paisley and her birthday, which is tomorrow. We were at 0 in the 7th inning, and then we ended up getting to, I think, 120. So all it takes is one person to start, you know, the train, and then obviously it's like a snowball effect. You know, 1 turns into 2 pretty quick. And Pacific Sunshine got us started in the 7th inning. I really appreciate that. And all it takes is just one person with some generosity to get the ball rolling. And then David, 1 minute later, then we ended up getting all day. Then we ended up again at Demando. Then we got Reflect. Then we got Captain. And Reflect again with the big $80 dono for Paisley. Obviously, we got bots in there with a tour, and as well as Flying Monk. So I really do appreciate that very, very much. What a fucking win. Trident's up. Let's go M's. And then the schedule is a little weird as we go into tomorrow. Obviously, when you have a game that's late, you would assume that the Saturday game will be late and Sunday will be early, but it's the complete opposite. So tomorrow we actually play at 1:10 Pacific, and that game is going to be with Brian Wu versus McLean, who's making his first start. So if Wu pitches well, that's a no-brainer. We should be able to win this game tomorrow if we get 5 to 10 runs. And then on Sunday, we end up playing in the last game of the night, the Little League Classic. And then with that, that's at 4 o'clock on ESPN. I hear you, Paisley. So that'll be the schedule there. So I love you guys and I appreciate you guys. I got to attend to my sick pup here. And then I will be live tomorrow at 1 o'clock Pacific for Brian Wu. And then on Sunday for the Little League Classic on ESPN. That'll be the last game on Sunday night. And then on that one, it's going to be George Kirby versus Holmes. And Kirby has been lights out in the last 5 starts, so we have a chance to do something special. And then I'll be able to get you guys some more photos maybe tomorrow when hopefully my pup is not sick on her birthday as she's whining and looking at me with those big puppy eyes. So love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very, very much. And again, Paisley Pup thanks you as well. And again, she will be turning 4 tomorrow, and it just feels good on the eve of her birthday that we finally get a big win against Juan Soto and the Mets. Final score, Seattle Mariners 11, New York Mets 9. And I got one question for you. Who you know talk sports like us? Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, and I'm out. Trident's up. Let's go M's.